morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
This is Beaverville. Come on in.
I woke up yesterday morning with a spring in my step.
Start later, please.
I could never know where the day was.
Fast forward ahead.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are #1. We just grabbed every key demographic.
Super duper, gang! Yeah! Super duper! That's nice! Way to go! Neato, gang!
Yes.
Boy, that is good news.
This is the Power Trip Morning Show. It is Monday, October 6th of 2025. I'm Corey. That's Paul. That's Zach. There's John Creasel. Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
Hey. Lieber and Chris Hockey back in the Twin Cities, but neither will be joining this morning. Can't blame them. Long flight, long trip, right? Something like 12 days away from their friends and their family.
Yeah.
In their own bed.
Yeah.
First world problems, right? Traveling to Ireland, traveling to England, but probably good to be home. So those guys landed pretty late. So no Hawk today, no Lieber today. Hawk will be back tomorrow. Lieber will be back on Thursday.
I think Hawk or PA tweeted it took 9 hours to get home. Is that normally the flight time?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I feel like you can get to like Amsterdam in about 8.5 or 9.
Right. Said it took them 9 hours to get home from Heathrow.
Like to London from Minneapolis.
Well, you got to go. They're going.
Oh, true. 8 hours and 45 minutes if you go that way. Yeah. Oh, flight from London to Minneapolis, 8 hours 45 minutes.
Oh wow. Never mind then. Yeah. Pete said something about how he's never going to get on a plane again. I thought it took way longer than it normally does.
Well, he said, PA said chop-filled as well.
Oh, yeah.
But in fairness, if you've followed PA on social media over the last handful of years, I think he thinks every plane is chop-filled.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
There's been a lot of flights that everybody else on the plane's like, that was a lovely flight. And PA's like, chop-filled flight.
Yeah, he always brings up chop. Moderate chop.
Like saying chop.
All the chop. Yeah, he loves it.
It might have been an absolute pleasure cruise.
Yeah, right. It might have had
9 hours.
Right.
Yeah. Take a nap. Sleep it off.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they're all back. That was a big win.
Boring as hell for what? 3 quarters or so, but obviously they started playing well when it mattered the most. And, man, we got to talk Jordan Addison at some point.
Oh, but you can't rip him.
Who can't rip him? What, Twitter says you can't rip him?
Yeah, because he caught the game-winning touchdown, so you're not allowed to.
No, I think they should trade him.
Oh, I think the trade thing is definitely on the table.
I'm not kidding.
They're tired of him.
I tweeted it last night mostly just to see people's reaction. You know who looks super bored in Philly? A.J. Brown. Trade him for A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown looks like he'd rather be anywhere than Philly. He's complained about just swap him.
Well, he was reading stories last year.
Just swap him. They
reading books.
Yesterday they showed, and I know we're on camera, but yesterday they showed Denver driving down the field, and A.J. Brown is just on the bench looking up anywhere.
Maybe he was watching a flight with moderate chop.
But
you
they
know
got to
who
do
you'll
something.
never see reading a book on a sideline?
Who?
Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows how to read. He seems like the dumbest human being on the planet.
No, that's the running back from the Cardinals.
How about that?
That's the dumbest human being on the planet.
I hate his guts.
John said right when he walked in, it's worse than Arthur Morgan.
When he died, I was devastated. Yesterday was worse. And it's in ours. And of course, you guys are like, no, it's a 7-way tie because I forgot about the carnage from Thursday night. Mm-hmm. Obviously, just yesterday, Football Sunday is my favorite day of the week.
Yeah, the best.
Yesterday, I had a few extra beers because it was a celebration. The Vikings pulled it out. It was like, all right, we stole one. And the Cardinals were going to get me advanced in Circus Survivor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was like everything's looking good. And then he does that. He drops, you should be cut immediately.
Agreed.
I don't care who you are. If you're Derrick Henry in your prime, and of course he would never do that.
No.
Hand the ball to the official. Or do a dance, but go across. There's nothing cool about it. I will never understand why people do that. They're putting themselves before the team, right? Similar to Jordan Addison's was bad, but this is worse. And then the Cam Ward interception that the guy from the Cardinals fumbles forward into the end zone, then recovered by the Titans. But still, the game wasn't over. The Cardinals still could have won. And they didn't. When they lined up for the field goal, and I was outside in the gazebo alone because I needed to be alone to watch this, I'm good at taking L's. I've taken L's my whole life. I've taken L's with my 2 feet, with my first marriage. I've taken a lot of L's. I'm good at it.
Yeah.
I hear yelling inside, my wife screaming, so it's like, what the heck? Then she comes out with her phone recording me. And I go, well, this is going to be anticlimactic. I'm guessing you're recording this because a good reason.
Yeah.
I can't pretend to be excited now because I know what's going to happen. And then I'm watching it, and he makes the field goal, and I'm like, what are you doing to me? And she goes, oh, my God, he made it? I thought he missed. She had been half napping because she was in the Twin Cities 10-miler yesterday. I get it. So she opened an eye, saw a crooked kick that was a chip shot, so he easily made it. And I'm just go inside. Leave me alone. I got teased. I just wanted to take the L. But I got teased for a moment, lost.
Take all the off the field stuff in sports out of this, right? The Deshaun Watson sexual assault stuff.
Adrian Peterson beating his child,
Exactly. The domestic abuse, the DUIs. Take all that stuff off the table. Take all the social justice fighting out of sports. If we just talk about the stuff that's on the field in all of the major sports, there is nothing that pisses me off more than when football players can't cross the goal line with a football.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing in professional sports that happens on the actual field of play.
Did it happen last week?
Yeah,
it's the most infuriating thing. Because every time it comes up, I say this, and I know this is impossible because none of us are in that spot. But I truly believe I would never do that. Right? You know how it's easy to say that because you're like, well, you've never been in that spot. I can't imagine doing that ever. I would be 4 yards, 5 yards into the end zone before I even remotely think of letting go of the ball.
I'm going to hand it to somebody in the first row, unless it's my first touchdown, then it will be on the mantle. But there is, to your point, there is nothing more egregious than that. And it is so selfish. You're saying, I'm not wired to think, what's the point of it either? Is it super cool if you barely break the plane, then drop it? Is it like the game where kids flip the water bottle and you want it to land perfectly on it? I don't get it.
Right, like you said, let's say the little kind of just gentle, I flipped it like he did. If you do that 4 yards into the end zone, I don't know if that's cool either.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, cool, you just kind of flipped the ball. Like, I don't really care about this anymore. I scored.
Right.
That's not cool halfway into the end zone, let alone before the end zone. And makes absolutely no sense, but it was a $342 swing for me, so thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. I was talking.
That was a hugely 47% of survivor entries got eliminated yesterday and Thursday.
Wow.
So that is that was 3,000 entries, me included in them.
Yeah.
But then put yourself in Demercado's spot. He has to have James Conner get injured, then Trey Benson get injured.
Yeah.
And he still wasn't the guy, and he has this chance to just completely seal the game.
Yeah, be the hero.
Be the hero, and he does that. He needs to be cut.
Yeah, he needs to be cut.
I would have sent his ass to the locker room. I will not, maybe it's the military in me that is just, you do your job. Do your job. Just another reason why I'm so pissed at Jordan Addison. I don't care if he caught the game winner.
Yeah.
If you miss a walkthrough, you don't care.
And as Guardsy pointed out,
I'm all over the place, sorry.
How do you miss a walkthrough when you're staying at the location of
you're
the practice?
quarantined.
Yeah, correct.
Basically.
Yeah. The city's an hour and a half away.
He's not bright. He's proven that year in, year out. And I love you never made mistakes when you were a kid. No, I was in the military. I was taught discipline.
Yeah.
And it's not difficult.
You've never been so high you just took a nap on the highway.
No.
I forgot about that.
And how's this dog doing?
No, we'll never know. Nobody in this town reports.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do with Jordan Addison, but I do think that the people that are shooting down trading him are just not paying attention to what they think of him off the field, that he drives everybody nuts. I don't know him at all. I don't think anybody in this room knows him at all. He might be a nice guy. I don't know if he's nice.
Nice doesn't get it done.
He just doesn't make good decisions. No. And I know he's very young, but man, I think he's just an absolute liability from a responsibility standpoint off the field. But we'll see if the Vikings feel the same way.
And I think that was the tipping point for me. Obviously, the driving incident that then cost him 3 games, which affects the team. And then they had to trade for Thielen. They don't trade for Thielen if Addison's not suspended.
Did Thielen play yesterday?
I think so. I saw him in uniform. I don't know if he. I mean, Addison's a very talented receiver, which is why the only reason I think he's getting these additional chances. It sucks that the Vikings made a beautiful comeback to win the game with 25 seconds left. He catches it. And what are a bunch of his teammates being asked about after the game? Him. Mm-hmm. So if you think it's, to your point, shooting down the trade is stupid or being upset with Addison is stupid, then you're stupid. Then you are stupid. You can't count on this guy. Imagine if they did go on a playoff run. If you can't count on a player who is compensated a lot of money to show up to a bleeping walkthrough.
There's only one way this would have been better, is if the Cardinals game had been the 8:30 a.m. game, and then the Vikings game was the 3:25 game, and then Addison, instead of catching the game winner in the corner of the end zone, if Addison had let the game winner go on the half-yard line with a minute and change to go.
Would you be surprised if you did that?
Absolutely not.
No.
Agreed. And that's
a good way to ask that question. Yeah. Does he seem like the kind of guy that would let the ball go 1 yard before the end zone? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Super talented, unbelievably good when he's locked in, but you just don't know if he's locked in.
God does not give with both hands.
Yeah.
He is proof.
Yeah.
Very talented, but equally as stupid.
Yeah.
And that's,
Hey, and we won!
And Vikings won!
And we won, and we get to start Survivor again on Thursday.
We can.
We got to nail down the rules because I'm tired of catching heat from you guys based on what you agreed on.
You don't catch heat from me.
That's true.
I'll keep saying this. I wish all Vikings games were at 8:30.
Yes.
I freaking love it. I'm up at 6 or 6:30 anyway on Sunday, so might as well roll out of bed and watch the game as early as possible. However, for the second consecutive week, they play at 8:30. Game's over at about 11:30 or so. And then by the time Monday morning and the Power Trip Morning Show rolls around, it feels like that game was 4 weeks ago.
100%.
Like, that does not feel like that was, 24 hours ago or less than 24 hours ago. It feels like it was days ago.
I felt that
so
way.
strange.
And there was some good, there was some bad football, but there was some entertaining. All things aside, I'm pissed about the Cardinals. I'm pissed about Democrado. But, man, life is good. We got a full day of football without the Vikings distracting us.
I know we all hate butthole eyes, but that Broncos game was awesome.
That was great.
The Patriots upset of the Bills was pretty cool. Lots of interesting results yesterday in the NFL. And, again, like you said, the survivors across the country.
Bloodbath.
Wiped out. Between Thursday, between the Cardinals, the Bills, almost all the big hitters got taken out, which is why Survivor's so hard.
Fun.
We're in week 5, and this was the death week, right?
Yeah.
This is everybody. You had to get really lucky to avoid falling off this week. Well done.
Yeah.
So, 7-way tie in the first ever Power Trip Survivor.
And that was even devastating because I completely, like I said, forgot about the Thursday situation. Was like, well, at least 3 of us split it, and then one of you was like, no, it's 7. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
Arizona losing it just skates over. Now we don't have to even bring up how bad that Baltimore pick was, even though he thought they would all be on there. They got destroyed.
And it's so funny because Chris made all of his picks like a week ago for the rest of the season. If he had just taken his time this week and paid attention, he might have won the whole thing. He might have also, I don't know if he'd already picked the Cardinals or not. I haven't looked at his picks from the past, or
the Bills.
Right, but who knows? But so he could have been on maybe one of the teams that lost this week, but just the fact that he mailed it in, didn't pay attention, and took Baltimore with everybody on the injured list. It's so funny. He was sitting right there for him. I'm still surprised Baltimore didn't win just for the bit that he didn't pay attention and scoop the whole thing.
Yeah.
Hell of a first segment, Sauce. I thought you were outstanding.
Thank you. Thanks to my amazing friends at Gutter Helmet, GutterHelmetMN.com. Never clean your gutters again. The leaves are going to fall. Get Gutter Helmet from GutterHelmetMN.com, and you don't have to worry about it.
Crease, what, 7:20, right? We have you till normal kind of creasal time?
Yes, sir.
All right, 7:20. We assume at some point Michael J. Mussman III will be here. It's Monday. Grim normally rolls in. I have a question for Grimmer about the officiating. I tuned in for a little bit on Saturday, and he was just ripping the hell out of one official specifically. Can't wait to ask him about that in the Gopher game. More of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Fan.
Exhausted with applying for jobs online and never hearing back? With Express Employment Professionals, experts in your community are dedicated to helping you find a job. With more than 870 locations, there's always an office in your area. Start at expresspros.com to find an office near you.
At Builders and Remodelers, every door is more than an entryway. It's protection, it's efficiency, it's style for your home. Hey, it's Chris Hockey. Builders and Remodelers has entry and sliding doors that are engineered to seal out drafts, improve energy savings, and provide lasting curb appeal. Reinforced frames and secure locking systems mean greater safety for your family. And every installation is backed by their lifetime workmanship warranty, so you'll have even more peace of mind. Right now, save up to $500 off each new door. Just go to buildersandremodelers.com. Nobody does it better.
For a rewarding career, join Twin City Framers, the industry leader in the largest wood frame projects. Twin City Framers believes good work deserves good pay. That's why a lead framer makes $38.75 per hour, with profit sharing and scheduled reviews with raises, plus full insurance, 401k, paid time off, training, a great work environment, and more. At Twin City Framers, enjoy constant, safe work and get home in time for dinner. Apply at twincityframers.com now. That's twincityframers.com.
Hot tub, hot tub, hot tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2025 inventory. Friday through Sunday. Canterbury Park Expo Center. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2025 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. Come see the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Canterbury Park Expo Center. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
Hey guys, it's Chris Hockey. It's a new season and a new mindset. It's time to kick it into gear. New Livia clients save $100 on Livia's personalized nutrition and medical weight loss programs with the code 100READY. Returning clients reactivate free and get $40 off products. You want next level results? Medical weight loss starts at $99 for semaglutide and $199 for tirzepatide with micro and maintenance dosing. Personalized nutrition support and guaranteed results. Plus, the Livia app keeps you on track. Call 855-GO-LIVIA or visit livia.com today.
Progressive's Teen Driver discount could lower the cost of insurance for your teenager and save you some money. And then you can still spend money on them. Because just when you think you have a grasp on spending, new sneakers. And then it's money for a school field trip. And of course, spending money. Oh yeah, and a new phone to replace the one they dropped in the toilet. Oh, don't remind me. So just get Progressive's Teen Driver discount. And then you can continue to spend money on them. Endlessly. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discount not available in all states and subject to terms and conditions.
This week on United States of Kennedy, the podcast.
Teamsters President Jimmy Hoffa once promised to break both of Bobby Kennedy's arms.
Bobby, JFK's Attorney General, wanted to take down the mob, starting with Hoffa.
This is Bobby trying to get the world to care about him, which explains all this passion and anger going into this, even though it's still kind of ineptly handled.
Each week, we dive into our cultural fascination with the Kennedy dynasty.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search United States of Kennedy, and listen now.
Lowe's knows Sundays hit different when you earn them. So we're helping you with deals on top brands like Scott's, Pit Boss, Cobalt, and Trex Decking. So get to Lowe's, get it done, and earn your Sunday. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
From the LevelMN.com Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
I'm meteorologist Brandon Bormans, feeling like fall as we head back to work today. Mostly sunny skies with highs in the mid-60s. A chilly night tonight, mostly clear with a low near 47. It's 48 degrees at our studios.
Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
It's football season on Minnesota's audio home for the Vikings and Gophers. FM 100.3, KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Heard all season on the free iHeart app.
We're just a few weeks away, but there's still time to book your flight and your stay however you want, wherever you want. But make it Las Vegas. Party with us at Tom's Watch Bar, New York, New York. You can join us for 2 football watch parties and, have some fun. Your trip, your rules, but always with the Power Trip. We go October 23rd through the 26th. All the details at KFAN.com/Vegas.
That would have been a rough loss, right? Dylan Gabriel, his first career NFL start.
He looks okay, though.
He looks solid. I agree. I thought he looked fine. I was definitely falling for the Flores trap. I was one of the first ones to go like, hey, look, I'd rather have Dylan Gabriel out there than Flacco. It's a kid. It's his first start. It's international. There's a lot of moving parts. It's Brian Flores. Let's scare him. Let's confuse him. Flacco's not going to be scared. He's seen every defense on the planet.
I'm more mobile than Flacco.
Right, but I'm like, I was one of, hey, let's get Dylan Gabriel out there. That's better for the Vikings.
Yeah.
After watching that game, I think the switch probably was the reason the Vikes almost lost, because I think Dylan Gabriel gave him a lot more.
Absolutely.
Maybe than Flacco would have. So definitely, I fell for the Flores trap for sure. I felt pretty grateful that the Vikings got out of there with a win, because it didn't look like they were going to for a considerable amount of time. And I know Ben said it on the field afterwards on his social media. It got talked about a little bit in the post-game show. Can't blame him. I mean, the MVPs, if you will, are the backup offensive linemen that are battling their asses off. Right? I know 100%. KOC and every other coach on the planet says in the NFL it's next man up.
Yep.
But by definition, if you are a backup in the NFL or a third stringer in the NFL, you're not as good as the man in front of you, right?
Correct.
Maybe you haven't had an opportunity. Maybe you're young and there's a vet in front of you. There's a lot of scenarios. There's a lot of situations. But ultimately, they choose the best 5 players. So sure, next man up, but it's also you are downgrading. So the fact that the Vikings are this far down on a couple of spots.
Yeah.
Christian Darrisaw's on a snap count, right? I have a lot of questions about that.
Yes.
But the fact that it didn't matter who you have in there, whether it's an injury replacement or a guy like Brandell who's playing a position for the first time in his career, everybody's just chicken with their head cut off, and they figured it out against one of the best defenses in the NFL. So if you can say Addison, you can say Wentz. I would say the offensive line is the reason why we won that game, because they could have absolutely collapsed, and we could have been absolutely obliterated by that defense. But they held up.
Yep.
They played pretty well.
This stat here is insane. The Vikings limited Myles Garrett to 2 pressures on 35 pass rushes, which is 5.7%. His second lowest pressure rate in a game since 2021. The Vikings slowed him down by chipping Garrett on 42.9% of his rushes, 15 out of 35, the third highest chip rate Garrett has faced since at least 2018. School, who entered the game having allowed a 14.3% pressure rate, held Garrett without a pressure on 14 pass rush matchups.
That's
awesome.
Sweet. Yeah.
And you want to know something difficult, try explaining to a 6-year-old the concept of backups, playing and all that. And Chloe's mind was blown. I think she understood. And then I was fully expecting devastation.
Same.
I mean, we should have been. They show video of Myles Garrett walking around in pregame, and you're like, he's going to kill us.
Yeah.
He's a machine.
The fact that they only gave up 3 sacks is outstanding.
It gives hope.
And I would bet 1 or 2 of those was because Wentz hung on to the ball too long. That offensive line played really well. And I know that they, about every play, brought in tight ends to chip and
you got to do what you got to do, though.
But you had, and as you said, Brandel playing center for the first time in an NFL game. That was an outstanding victory. And whatever it means is fine, but 13 days from now, they get to play the Eagles, who are awful on offense.
They can't run
the ball anymore because they don't have Kelsey. Their offensive line is old. That is a team that is beatable, but they've just found ways to always stay in the game. But they look pedestrian yesterday against, albeit a good defense in Denver. So I don't know what the spread on that game will be, but that's going to be – I don't think that'll be as tough as it is, but we have to have Donovan back, we have to have Brian O'Neill back, and we have to have Christian Darrisaw off a pitch count.
Hey, if you have a snap count, this is what I would love to ask the coaches. I'm not even saying they did it wrong. I just don't understand how this snap count works. If you know Darrisaw's only going to play X amount of snaps or approximately a certain number of snaps, wouldn't you start him then in like the second quarter
Well said.
so he ends the game?
Yes.
I don't understand playing like quarters 1 through 3 because.
Or did they think they were going to get out to a good start? Was the idea to get out to
Maybe.
a good start?
That's what I would love to know the strategy in terms of how many snaps did you think he was going to play? And then if that's the case, then why do you decide to start him if the clock's already ticking? Because I don't know. If I know I'm only going to get him for 2 or 3 quarters, I would say how long can we play this game before we put Christian in? Because I want him in at the end when we need him the most. But I don't know.
That might be the benefit of hindsight because it ended up being a meat grinder.
And like you said, maybe they were just very optimistic. If we can just get out in front,
Yep.
Gabriel's a rookie. Let's hope we're up by 10 or 14 and then we can get him out of the game.
Yeah, correct.
That was probably their thinking. I don't, if it's a tight game, what do you do?
The other thing we haven't brought up, I want to
Go
get
on.
your guys' take. The cable, the ball hitting the cable.
I don't think it did.
pointed that out.
I don't think it did.
I've seen angles that look like it didn't. But then somebody shot it in midair because it went.
was so weird.
It looked like it might have hit somebody's hand at the line, but the ball still continued to go straight and then all of a sudden changed course.
Yeah.
So it looks in plenty of angles like it did actually hit the wire.
I think it's an
NFL said
optical
they didn't.
illusion, right? The NFL says that it did not. I think the biggest tell is if it had, Reichert and KOC would have been losing their minds.
That's
right?
true.
People
Yeah.
on the field would have been like, it clearly hit the wire. Like
Yeah,
what?
good
What the?
point.
So
Yeah.
that's the tell is the people that were right there that were a part of it didn't see it hit the wire.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of angles. I'm totally with you. That's why it went viral. There's a lot of angles that are on social media that say, look at this thing take a 40-degree turn in about 0.2 seconds. I think it's an optical illusion. The main one, even in slow motion, it looks like the ball keeps going end over end, even though it's, quote, changing direction. I would think if it hits the wire, all of a sudden it should just like a gyro just kind of frickin' start turning over on itself. And it doesn't really do that. So I don't think it did, but I just think Will Reichert would have thrown an absolute tantrum.
Yeah.
Like, my ball just hit a wire. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Strange, though.
My balls hit a wire before.
Sure they have.
There were a couple of times that the cameras were in the shots, like from the NFL Network perspective, and I'm like, that's interesting. Somebody running the wires over there is not quite keen to where that camera is supposed to be, but not the end of the world.
Now,
but it was in the way a couple of times.
Did another member of the NFL Network broadcast team get stabbed or something? Because it it sounds like I wish I knew how to sync up KFAN's broadcast to the TV through my receiver. Yeah, we have to talk off air because that was abysmal.
I did hear though. I saw you guys talking about it on Twitter, but I didn't catch it when she called them the Minneapolis Vikings. Was that the gal at halftime?
I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear
One
that.
of them said Minneapolis Vikings.
But there were, I tweeted, and it was almost like they were told they were doing the game yesterday morning. They
just last minute.
Yeah, like they just Vilma hates the Vikings because of like the 09 bit.
He's lame.
You can tell it. But normally the play-by-play guy is normally pretty good. They didn't mention that Addison wasn't part of the game. Like nobody on their team was like we knew it right away. Like there were people texting. Like KFAN was on it right away, and I'm not bragging. I'm just saying they were doing their job, right?
The sports
they were
leader,
doing
man.
their job. But the TV people never mentioned it until like the end of the game. Like
They were
no one
brutal.
is like, where's the second best wide receiver the Vikings have? Is he sick? Did he not make the flight? Where is he? It was just really weird.
One of my favorite things about watching the game at home is I feel like you're more in the loop. I love going to games at US Bank Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't always know what's going on. What's taking so long? What is the coach screaming at the official about? All that, which we know if we're watching the game or listening to it. I felt like I was at the game yesterday, and not in a good way. They didn't add anything to the broadcast. It was very...
Well, I'll give you an example, because even at home I was confused. I didn't understand the timeout, not timeout at the end of the game. Because the Vikings called timeout.
Oh, yeah. And then said they didn't want it.
But then KOC looked like he was super mad. Like, what are you guys doing? I didn't want a timeout. And then nobody ever really explained what happened. It was just like, no, the Vikings called timeout. I don't know what Kevin's argument was, but he didn't look happy. So did he not call one? I don't understand.
But they showed a video of him running down doing the timeout signal. Yeah.
Yeah, but then again,
but they didn't say anything.
The broadcast crew didn't explain. Well, clearly, look, there he calls timeout, and there's such and such seconds on the play clock. It was just, I wonder why he's so upset. He must not have wanted one. I don't understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
That was an interesting moment. Plus, I didn't quite understand the timeout anyway.
Was it a personnel issue?
Maybe, but I mean, the Browns looked like they were panicking too. Yeah. They were obviously very desperate. They had no timeouts, and they had to figure out something quickly.
What a weird game.
There was the other bit where there was that penalty that was thrown like 80 seconds after the play, and you're like, wait, what happened? And they didn't even talk about it.
Which play was that?
I forgot which exact play it was, but they threw a flag late, and it was like, I think it was on the Vikings. I think it was a holding penalty.
Likely was.
And then all of a sudden it's like
this season.
Oh my God, they have so many penalties.
It's insane.
I think yesterday the Jets had 20-something penalties, but that doesn't matter. And then they brought the ball back after a late penalty, and nobody on the TV said anything. I think it was a holding on the offensive line. I don't really remember, but it was something. It was just another example of them not really knowing what's happening.
How bad are your allergies?
I have a sinus infection.
Oh, fun.
What are you
taking?
The stuff you spray up your nose. But I
a
woke
rubber
up
hose.
Saturday morning, and I couldn't feel like my face hurt. And
Thanks,
then yesterday,
weekend.
My eye was swollen. It was hideous. It's been bad.
Because I thought if you just had a general cold, then you get to take my all-time favorite drug.
No, I don't take it. Yeah. No, I have it's a sinus infection.
Oh, that's too bad, man.
It's terrible.
How about just take NyQuil for fun then? You know, instead of
I
your
know
morning
friends of mine
coffee,
used to.
take your morning NyQuil.
They used to Robo-Trip, right? Robitussin, the same kind of bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Take it all and see where it takes you.
Robo-Trip.
Greasy, yeah. Big Captain used to do that.
I'm sure he loved that you just said that.
Well, he doesn't care.
Well, no, he's robo-tripping.
I mean, not now. This is like 20 years ago.
How do you know he's not doing it right now?
I mean, maybe.
What if he heard you say that and he's like, man, I haven't done that in a while, and you inspired him to wake up at 6:01 and start robo-tripping?
It is greasy.
You know what Big Captain wouldn't do, though? Drop the ball before scoring a bleeping touchdown.
He's disciplined.
Correct.
Oh,
Citadel.
What a cool ball flip that was, though.
Yeah.
Just let it float like Henry Rowan Gardner.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
So cool.
God.
Front Page Sports is next. The Vikings won in London. Undefeated. What are they, 5-0 now all time in England?
I think
5-0.
so, yeah.
Can't beat the Vikes in London. A lot of places you can beat them. That's not one of them. Michael J. Mussman III is here. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
From the 1-800-ASK-GARY Traffic Center.
Good morning. We have no accidents and no delays. There's construction on 494, both directions between Highway 5 and Pilot Knob till the end of November. We have construction on 35W, northbound the entrance from Burnsville Parkway closed till the 17th. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Silvertree Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Cold weather's coming. Be ready with Silvertree Plumbing and Heating. Get a furnace tune-up for just $79 and stay safe and warm all winter. As your locally owned Bryant dealer, they'll do whatever it takes. Schedule now at silvertreeph.com.
Today is the day to start making your dream space a reality. Your Minneapolis Floor & Decor locations are ready to help right now with the latest looks in tile, wood, and stone. Looks that don't just reflect how you live, but where you live. If you can dream it, we have it. Our designers can help you make your home yours. Reliably in stock and at prices that can't be beat. Your Floor & Decor is ready. How about you? In Maple Grove, Woodbury, and Apple Valley. Visit Floor & Decor today.
Hey, it's Corey Cove again with Wolf River Electric. If you've been thinking about finally making the change to solar like I did, now is the time to stop thinking and start acting. The new big tax bill just passed, and homeowners who don't have their solar systems installed by the end of this year will lose the 30% federal tax credit. This means your solar system will cost you thousands of dollars more if you wait. And here's the kicker, this same bill is going to drive energy rates at paces we have not seen before. But the good news is solar from Wolf River Electric can protect you from those rising costs. So go to wolfriverelectric.com and request your free quote today.
Minnesota football returns to Huntington Bank Stadium for a homecoming stripeout on October 11th, hosting the Purdue Boilermakers. Choose your section and lock in your seats. at gophersports.com.
Buying, selling, or just living in a home? You can trust Standard Water to fix your radon or mold problems. Standard Water is the radon and mold expert since 1977. Free estimates start at standardwater.com. Standardwater.com. Standard Water for mold and radon.
Did you know Continental Diamond sells luxury pre-owned timepieces? Renowned brands from around the world, all meticulously refurbished inside and out, and every watch comes with a 1-year warranty. Check out their ever-changing selection at ContinentalDiamond.com or visit them in St. Louis Park. And tell them Paul Allen from The Fan sent you. Continental Diamond is the jewelry store Minnesota adores. It is ContinentalDiamond.com.
When America's favorite beaches are right in your backyard, you don't have to go far to feel a world away. So, kick off fall with a getaway to St. Pete Clearwater. Here, you'll find just what you're looking for, and then some. And you can save big at more than 50 restaurants, attractions, and more with the free digital Funshine Savings Passport. The perfect escape is closer and easier than you think. Get the best fall deals and book your stay at beachesoftampabay.com.
Chilly nights? Stay warm with Hoffman's $59 furnace tune-up. Comfort starts here.
From the LevelMN.com Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by Cub.
Fan forecast.
It's a little bit cooler today, high of 63 under partly sunny skies.
Know what happy is? Veggies. Shop Cub produce at its crunchiest, crispiest, and freshest. Guaranteed, or they'll replace it. No questions asked. You want to make a veggie lover happy? Shop Cub for produce. And shop happy.
From the 651 Carpets Plus, home of the Next Day Install Studios, this is the Power Trip on FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Oh, boy. We talked about it the other day, and, man, it looks like Caribou came to the rescue with some coffee here. How about that? It's awesome. Did you see that muss out there? Yeah. How great is that?
Oh, man.
And we got coffee. And here's the great thing. We got the free coffee, but you can, too. You can just go to the Caribou app, text PERKS to 762-CARIBOU today, and roll in Caribou Perks. And all you got to do is sign up for Caribou Perks account, and you'll get a free medium drink after your first purchase. And you can enjoy Caribou like we are this morning here on the Power Trip morning show. It's great.
What day is it?
Monday,
October 6th.
Oh, it's Monday.
You know whose birthday's tomorrow?
Never mind then. What? Who's Dav?
John.
Seabear.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting.
Luke.
Birthdays don't matter really when you're past 21. But
birthday tomorrow though.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, buddy.
44.
44 years old.
It's a good run.
Jeez.
It's a good run.
Creasel, Muss, Creasel.
Hi. Good to meet you.
Muss, Creasel, Grim.
Hello,
Muss,
gentlemen.
Creasel.
How's it going?
Graham.
Oh, he's bobsledding us back there. I didn't even know he was there.
Just snuck in. What was the question, Crease?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're just talking about getting older and celebrating birthdays.
Yeah.
Grim and I don't want to talk about getting older.
No, I've got a birthday coming up later this month. It's not a good one.
Uh-oh.
I have one next
69?
Yeah. No, it's not that bad, although that wouldn't be bad. But yeah, it's not quite that bad.
It's cute watching how excited my daughter gets about other people's birthdays. Though.
Sure.
So yeah.
I went to my niece's birthday party yesterday. She turned 4. She had the best time ever. She's 4.
Yeah. You know what she wouldn't have done? Your niece wouldn't have missed the walkthrough, and your niece would have crossed the goal line before flipping the ball.
No, because she was watching Lilo and Stitch on her iPad. She doesn't care about football. Yeah. All right, let's do Front Page Sports.
Time now for Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
All right, thanks to Holiday. You can go to Holiday and buy more, save more when it comes to Mountain Dew. Mix and match any flavors you want, any varieties of Mountain Dew that you want, including that new trolley-flavored Mountain Dew. 3 for $6, Mountain Dew with our friends at Holiday. Thanks, Holiday.
Thank you.
Shout out to Holiday. Look, I know the Vikings are a big deal. They won. We'll get to that. We got a lot of time to discuss that, but Mike Grimm is here. So, Grimmer.
Yes, sir.
I had an event on Saturday at TI, so I missed the first chunk of the Gopher game.
Yeah, so you missed the best drive of the night.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I heard we had the lead.
That was it.
I get in the car, and the first thing I hear is you melting down about a specific official. You named him and was like, this guy's an embarrassment. Why do they keep running him out there? Tell me this guy's
I got
name.
a little emotional.
Oh, you just ripped the hell out of one official.
As you guys
you
well know.
went Nafisa Collier on it, basically.
Well, did you hear Guardsy?
No.
So on the next report I send down to him, he sends it back to me. I go, now let's go back to Cheryl Reeve in the booth.
Oh, man. Okay. So you made that reference even. All right. So what's the deal? Why do you hate this guy so much?
I don't hate him. As you guys know, I rarely talk about the officiating during my broadcast.
Never.
But it was just a ridiculous call. They throw a flag for interference. They go for tight end. And again, it has, like, the other thing that annoys me a little bit is if somebody says, I didn't think that was a good call, they immediately I get a tweet, I guess if they'd have made that call, the Gophers would have won. That I never said that.
They were
going to
get smoked either way.
It has nothing to do with that, but let's just be competent. Let's just make a good call. Like these guys are making six figures. I mean, they're not above reproach.
Right. The way you described it on the air was that you believed he couldn't have seen what he threw the flag for.
Zero chance. No, the other guy threw the flag. He came in. So the tight end's back is to him. The guy that's making the interference is literally grabbing him by the shoulder, the chest plate, and the jersey, and you can see the jersey just getting tugged down. The ball goes over his head, and it was 4 or 5 yards that this guy was getting held. So the guy sees it. The side judge sees it, throws the flag. He's I think the field judge way in the back. He comes flying in, couldn't have possibly seen it, and he talks the guy out of the penalty. I think it sounds like TV said it was uncatchable, but if you're getting held for 5 yards and you're 6'6" and the ball goes over your head by about 3 feet, I think it's probably catchable if it's not interference.
If you hadn't been holding.
And it could have been holding anyway. I don't know if it was. It has the rules a little funky because you have to. Once the ball's in the air, it has to be an interference call. And so then it gets a little dicey, but it's still, I mean, come on. The guy couldn't have seen it. He decides to come in and overrule his buddy, who was just a coward on the road and doesn't want to stand up for his call.
I love it.
It's unbelievable. Like it isn't that hard. It is not that hard of a job, and it's okay if we say they made a bad call. I got a little emotional on that. Mm-hmm. But it is what it is.
Are you calling for a change?
No, it's fine.
For a change in leadership
no, I'm
all
not.
the way at the top?
I am not. In fact, I interview the head of the officials every year at Big Ten Media Day. I love the guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's great. It's fine. But it's one play. It's one play. I just said the guy missed it. He did. I don't think anybody that has any common sense in football would suggest that my interpretation of that play would be wrong. It had no impact on the game, people. I understand that. People, you think they would have won? Right. Nope.
All right, this is
strange.
strange.
Nothing to do with it.
This is strange because there were no women mentioned in the last 60 seconds, but Paul's hand is up.
No, I have a question.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you were going to say Wood Hawk. I'm like, who are you going to ask about this time?
He likes
Paul?
to be officiated.
Grim,
Paul, your hands up.
Grim, I have a question for you. Please don't get mad at me like you normally do when I say things like this.
I know.
But we saw UCLA and Penn State play, right?
Yes.
UCLA on paper should be beat 99.5 times out of 100 against Penn State.
Yes.
Why is it? I'm asking you a professional question. Why is it whenever they are behind against a very good team, they go into like prevent offense? We saw teams, and I know maybe I'm wrong. I just want the answer. We saw teams like the Jets yesterday down by like 25, still running their offense, still trying to score points. We saw the Gophers get the ball back. I know the game's over, but you have kids that are probably never going to play in a college football game just handing it off and running 3-yard plays. Why do they do that?
I don't know. It's a good question.
It was a professional question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean, I think I see a number of ways. I'm sure the Gopher coaching staff, by the time they got into the late third quarter, they know the game's over, and maybe they're just saying, look, we just want to get the heck out of here. We're not going to win it. Why put our quarterback at risk of getting blindsided and miss the year? I don't know if that's the case, and I don't know if anyone has necessarily asked the question of the head coach. Maybe we can do that on the coaches show. On the flip side, I could construct an argument aside because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's the end result is the end result. Whether you hand it off 40 times or pass it 40 times, you've lost that game, right? So I don't get worked up too much. It's like they said, oh, they kick a field goal down 42-3. Well, who the hell cares?
Well, they should have
The game's
gone
over.
For it. They
Why? Who cares? Let the guy get a practice swing.
Go for it.
The guy has struggled. Let him go out and get a practice swing in a real game. Who cares? So they score 42-10. Then what are you going to do? Come in and bitch about the Gophers again? Who the hell cares?
Yeah, get him.
Well, like why
do he hate that line judge or whatever?
Yeah, why do we
You're
even
mad at
care?
the referee. You're not mad at me.
But I'm not mad at you, but I don't know why we care on 42-3 what they do. What if they punted it backwards? Who cares? The game's over. He wants to get the guy a practice field goal in the game because he struggled.
Let me be the middleman. Sauce, you care more not when it's 42-3.
Like you lose your mind on that. It's 42-3. The game's over.
He cares more though when it's like 24-3
that's
and you start to play passively.
Yes.
But
the end of the game, Grim is right. Who cares?
No,
but
maybe
you're
you are
right. When it's starting to slide, you should be aggressive as hell until you know it's over.
And there were you're right, Grim. You are right. Who cares what they do down 42-3? You're right about that. You're correct. I am wrong. But,
you mean earlier than that.
I don't disagree.
But when you're down like 21-3 and your first drive works, then all of a sudden you're running clock like you're ahead.
Yeah.
It's so you don't get the bejesus kicked out of you. That's not how you play football.
Right. I think
their first drive worked.
Yeah.
Like they had something. That quarterback can play football.
Yeah.
He's good.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden you get down and you just start running clock, running the ball. You go 3 and out a bunch. You have 4th down situations where you should be going for it, and you either kick or you line up and shotgun it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You're right about the 42-3. Who cares what they do?
Yeah, but people lost their mind over it for whatever reason. But I agree, because here's the thing. I think part of me wants to argue, if I was to ask and wonder about what you're asking about, because there's no question that there's always discussion about Minnesota as a developmental program. So, part of me would ask, why wouldn't you let Drake Lindsey throw the ball 45 times in that game against a great defense and learn some more? Now, the flip side would be, what if he's 9 for 32 and sacked 6 times and he's just crushed? Does that ruin any type of momentum? But when it was 21-3 at halftime, right? I mean, there's no reason, if you go out and go out and score right away, maybe you got an opportunity. So I don't have a big argument for what you wanted there. They probably should have been more aggressive when they're down.
Sauce, you can back me up
in the
on
middle
this.
portion, as Corey said, right?
That's
Sauce.
the part where you got to be aggressive.
And of course, there's you're right about the 42-3, right?
So,
I just like to.
I know.
Sauce, back me up on this. On Thursday, when Fargo Flash was here, right? We've seen the first 2 games of the year. Flash missed the first game by a point. I think he said 24-10, and it was 23-10, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Then the second game, I think he said something like 63-0, and it was 66-0, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So he essentially drilled the first 2 scores almost identically, which is very tough to do. On Thursday, there were 2 versions of the Fargo Flash. Here's what could go right, and here's how the Gophers could shock the world on the air. And then there was you and me asking him off the air what's going to happen. Do you remember what he said off the air? Because I do.
Did he say 33-3?
He didn't give a score off the air. He just goes, they're going to lose by 40.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And they lost by 39.
Yeah.
Wow.
He specifically said they're going to lose by 40.
Yep.
Wow.
He's just locked in this year. Flash just is the prognosticator of all prognosticators with Gopher football this year.
Corey, we should use some of that knowledge, or at least you should. I'm not allowed to. You should use some of that knowledge to your advantage.
I mean, geez,
play some wagers for God's sake. Very nice.
Yeah, we got to hook him up to the truth serum on or off the air on Thursday and make some money. You're right.
Now,
what do we got next week? Purdue?
Yeah, boy,
they're
they're
9.5 point favorites.
And they're terrible, right? Purdue's terrible?
Yeah, they're not very good. They won their first 2 games against some lowly folks, and then they've lost 3 in a row. They gave Illinois a decent run. They fumbled a punt inside their 10, and they fumbled a punt or fumbled a handoff at their own 20. So Illinois had a short field.
Okay.
I mean, I thought I didn't think it was as wide of a margin as the final score of that game indicated. But like we talked about with Rutgers, if you're Minnesota and you want to go to a nice bowl game and do what what your hope is, you got to win that game Saturday night.
Got it.
Against Purdue.
In all seriousness, though, Grib, that Ohio State team is a wagon. That defensively, they're a machine.
Yeah. It's funny because they lost their all of their front four, I think, from last year, and they all get drafted. Like everybody on that team's going to get drafted, right? That's just the gap that you have to go against. It is what it is. I think we talked about this last week that when they hired Urban Meyer, whenever that was, 2013 or whatever, it elevated the blue bloodness of them even more. They're like an Alabama category now. There's 3 or 4 teams maybe where the national champion. Well, here's a great stat I saw this weekend. 2 active coaches, 2 have won national champion. Well, 3 have won national championships because Ryan Day won it last year. Because Nick Saban just retired, he had 7. Dabu has 2. And Kirby Smart has 2, and then Ryan Day won 1 last year. Those are the blue bloods that you could pick out of a group of 5 teams basically every year as to who's going to win the national title. Michigan, of course, their coach won it a couple years ago and went to the NFL. And Ohio State's in that group. They've always been a blue blood, but now it has risen the entire Big Ten. It's harder to win in the Big Ten now. Even the middle of the pack is better. The back end is better. It just has been better. But Ohio State, you're right, so just a wagon. Just like remember a couple years ago when Michigan and Ohio State were really good. Michigan won the national title, and I think the Power Trip quote guy, I won the week because I said the 4 best teams in the Big Ten are Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan's backups, and Ohio State's backups. Yeah. And like the number 2 team of Ohio State, like their backups, they probably finished middle of the pack in the Big Ten if they played a separate schedule.
Oh, Chloe Kriesel is so confused right now with you talking about
reserves.
Backups.
Yeah, I heard that earlier.
Hey, do you think Belichick resigns after 1 season?
I don't.
Depends on if his gal tells him to.
Yeah, so it depends
on
what.
There were people leaving at halftime.
Man, that's pretty bad. I did not know if that would work or not, and I don't know if we have to give it more time. Did you guys happen to see his interview on game day?
Yeah.
No. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, he was great.
It was
happy.
incredible.
Yeah.
I think partially because he has such respect for Saban. I'm sure that was set up. I'm sure Saban had to be a go-between in that to have him agree to that. But basically, he's just standing in the end zone like 3 hours before the game at his own stadium. They got him hooked up on a wireless, and he's just walking around answering their questions, and he's just staring up into the upper deck and looking around. And
well, he's 112 years old, dating a 24-year-old. Of course he's happy.
Yeah, why wouldn't you be happy?
Yeah.
Come on. That's what Muss is dreaming of on a daily basis.
And he's loaded.
For him?
Yeah, is he like $10 million there? Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
He's like $10 million.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
But I don't know if it's too early to pull the plug. I thought it would. I didn't think it would be great. I think everyone at the time, they said, what a home run. Everyone's going to want to play for him, and I just don't know if that's the case.
Do we have your quote, Grimmer? We can do it when we get back.
I think we do, yeah.
All right, let's see how you got that in when we come back. Muss is here. Muss is probably pretty thrilled that these 8:30 a.m. starts, so 6:30 pregames are over with. We can talk about those the last couple of weeks. The Vikings win against the Cleveland Browns in London, England, and we'll do what really matters. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
The Fan. FM 100.3 KFAN and 2 Men and a Junk Truck want to help you win $1,000. Your shot to win happens every weekday on The Fan.
The Fan.
Got junk? Need it gone fast? Look no further than my friends at 2 Men and a Junk Truck. They're your local experts in junk removal. Whether it's old furniture, electronics, or clutter from the garage, they've got you covered. Head to 2menandajuncktruck.com today to schedule your junk removal service.
All right, gentlemen, this is Emmett Smith on behalf of Depend, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable. And one blood test might be all it takes. Say Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 25 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shields Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000 or in Mississippi.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's Halloween season.
And the free iHeartRadio app has everything you need to make it a screaming good time. Like Halloween Radio,
where we ghosted the commercials.
Trick or Treat Radio, just for the kids. Plus, explore curated Halloween playlists perfect for party vibes and more. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search
Halloween,
and listen now.
iHeartRadio.
Crispy, crunchy Cub fried chicken. 8-piece or 12-piece. Whatever it takes, you're going to be happy. Because when it comes to fried chicken, more just means more happy. Shop Cub fried chicken and shop happy.
Hey, it's Chris Hockey here from my friends over at Aquarius Home Services at AquariusHomeservices.com. You ever heard the phrase, you don't know what you don't know? You ever thought about that with your home's water? What causes those ugly rust stains in your sinks or the white scale buildup in your faucets? Can your water look good but still be bad? Well, the folks over at Aquarius can educate you like they did me. City water, well water, drinking water, any water in your home, they've got the solution, and it all starts with a free water analysis, which is the coolest thing ever. Schedule yours today at AquariusHomeservices.com, earning the right to be recommended.
Visit levelmn.com right now and get 10% off all joint sealing in October. Take care of your home today before the snow flies and seal your concrete to prevent sinking and to play defense against Minnesota winners. Visit levelmn.com right now and get 10% off your joint sealing.
Do you actually know ball? Well, come prove it with a free $10 from Better Picks. Download the Better app, pick more or less on player stats, watch the games, and win cash. It's that simple. Must be 21 or older in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Better Picks. Sports just got better.
Hey, it's Corey Cove, Power Trio Morning Show from my friends at Luther and LutherAuto.com. Right now, it is the Luther Trade-In event. There's never been a better time to unlock your vehicle's trade-in value because right now at Luther, used cars are worth more than ever. Plus, this month at Luther, you can get an additional $1,000 gift card for your trade. So with over 9,000 vehicles in stock, Luther's always got you covered. Trade in your vehicle now at Luther or LutherAuto.com and take advantage of this exclusive limited time offer and receive that extra $1,000 bonus for your trade. Get into any of those locations, LutherAuto.com. There's 45 plus Luther locations all over the Twin Cities. Luther has been voted Minnesota's best dealer when it comes to new and used cars, also with auto services and auto customer service. They can do it all at Luther. So it is the trade-in event. If you have a vehicle you would like to trade in, maximize that trade-in value. Find a location today at LutherAuto.com.
Okay, class, why is now the perfect time to upgrade your furnace and AC system?
Because you can save up to $5,000. Or these incentives probably won't be around next year.
Correct, Jason. Here's a gold star.
Wait, how about upgrading now before the dry winter air arrives? I hear Pronto's got you covered with a free humidifier.
Another gold star for Jason.
Come on. Plus, peace of mind with Pronto's full coverage warranty. Get a free humidifier with every new system
at ProntoHeat.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Hey, it's Corey Cove. This summer, the response to Ovo LASIK and Lens was incredible. So many people took advantage of their $400 off offer and stepped into a life of clear vision. I got LASIK in the past. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made. And because demand was so high, Ovo doesn't want cost to be a hurdle. So by popular demand, Ovo is now extending $400 off LASIK now through October 31st. So this is your chance to experience the future of LASIK because Ovo is the first clinic in the U.S. with Wave Light Plus. It's the most advanced LASIK tech available. It maps your eyes in 3D for sharper, more personalized results, often better than 20/20. And of course, at OVO LASIK and Lens, you're in the hands of the legends of LASIK, Dr. Mark Lobanoff and Dr. David Whiting. You'll also get 11 months of follow-up care, OVO's lifetime assurance, and their best price guarantee. Plus 24-month interest-free financing, and LASIK could cost less than your daily coffee habit. So for about the price of a pumpkin spice latte, you could have perfect vision for life. So don't miss out. To see your best, see the best. Book your free consultation now at ovoi.com.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-iHeart.
The Fan.
We all remember that one teacher who made a difference, who believed in us, challenged us, or just made learning fun. Now is your chance to say thank you in a big way with iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. Nominate an outstanding public school teacher who's gone above and beyond for their students to win $5,000 to stock up their classroom with whatever they need. Help us say thank you to the educators shaping our future. Nominate your favorite teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
All right, different lineup than a normal Monday. John Creasel is here. Hi, John.
Good morning. Happy Monday.
Hi.
Muss is here. You're just here early, but you're normally here on Mondays.
Yeah.
So Grim's here. Grim's normally
What
here
can
on
I do
Mondays.
you for?
Oh, you know, thanks for the bagel.
Free.
Yeah, a bagel.
Just take me to dinner. I'm easy.
You know, Creasel, you haven't been here the last couple of Fridays, right?
Yeah.
Did you hear 2 Fridays ago when Bill Guerin was here?
I didn't. I'm still, I think today
Hilarious.
I'm going to listen to the initials game from them.
During initials, I think there was a clue about like 2, how did I word it? It was something like 2 retractable legs. And Sauce just goes, John Creasel. And everybody laughed. And Bill Guerin just goes, I don't know what that means, but that was funny.
Because the reaction.
Yeah, he liked the reaction so much. So he laughed along, just didn't get it.
I did hear Chris talk about my legs when it came to the horse racing story.
Yeah.
Was brilliant.
Yeah, that was really good.
A great story, too, by the way. But yeah.
I've never seen a horse just fall like that right before the line.
Did you guys see the
tripping
video?
on something?
I haven't seen
I
the
never
video.
saw it, no.
We need
I got
to track
audio.
that down.
You got audio of the race?
Oh, no. Gosh, no, the leg comment.
Oh, the leg comment. Go for it.
Clue number 4.
Has pockets and zippers.
My mask.
Clue number 5.
Commonly have 2 retractable legs.
Creasel. I don't know what that means, but it sounded funny. You'd love him.
Yeah.
He's outstanding.
Garen's awesome, isn't he?
He's so
Yeah,
good.
what an awesome dude.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of quotes and speaking of audio.
And speaking of horse racing.
Mike Grimm, we tasked you with a quote on Saturday for the Ohio State Gopher game.
Yeah, from, I think hockey came up with it from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Richard Lewis apparently said this.
Be a long flight home late night. Back home, of course, just 9:11. Here, it's 10:11. That flight home, never fun. I'll be on more medication than a horse at the Kentucky Derby.
I'm sure you will be.
Here's a toss sweep right. This is Ejeboy at the 20. Works his way back to the line of scrimmage. Got tackled for a yard loss. Sonny Styles on the stop. Late flag comes out.
We laughed over it. Will you play it again?
A long flight home late night. Back home, of course, just 9:11. Here, it's 10:11. That flight home, never fun. I'll be on more medication than a horse at the Kentucky Derby.
I'm sure you will be.
Here's a toss sweep right. This is Ejeboy at the 20. Works his way back to the line of scrimmage. Got tackled for a yard loss.
Say again?
Do you let him know that what your line is?
No. He did at the Cal. I told Corey this a couple weeks ago. At the Cal game, he did ask me about it. No, I'm sorry. It was before the Rutgers game. He asked me about the Cal game because he said he actually happened to be listening that Wednesday morning.
Okay.
And he goes, but I never heard the line. And that's the one that I chickened out on the first line about Michael Jackson's sister being in my bathroom. And went with the slam dunk line that Corey gave just because I chickened out. But that's the only time he's really ever asked. about it.
His response last week was
the silence.
Precious.
Oh, that was unbelievable.
Just nothing, like 5 seconds of nothing, and then you just go 2nd and 10.
It would suck so bad if you ended up getting in trouble at one point because it was so aggressive and it was our fault.
I hope not.
You're one of the nicest guys I know, so I'm just like,
yeah.
Yep.
Do you have the one from last week?
I might. Here, hold on.
Well, and I'm sure like anyone listening is like,
right here. Plays by the quarterback, Drake Lindsey's got Minnesota marching, and they're back in the up tempo, going for the kill. Hey, let's have one more drink. Go down and cut that shark open. First and 10 from the 24.
It's so good. It's so good.
Silence.
The silence.
Yeah, that was
golden.
a good one too.
If it ends up being just a monsoon rainstorm, he'll make an R. Kelly reference. And then
that'd be it.
That'd be it.
Well, I'm sure like people listening are like, anyone who's listening to that game and this show probably thinks like I'm drinking. When I say medication, I'm probably going to be drinking one of these, drinks that hockey talks about. Sauce has.
Yeah.
None of. I did none of that. I just got on the flight and flew home. Not that I'm against any of that, but I'm sure they're all thinking I'm some degenerate.
No, you love being heavily
DT
medicated.
kind of gave it away that you might be because he's like, I'm sure you will.
I'm sure you will.
I've seen it before.
What are the ratings of this show in the 75 to 95 age bracket?
Oh, very high.
Yeah.
We crush. Yeah. Absolutely.
The crossover for the Gophers.
Let's do. Brilliant. Let's do what really matters. We'll do scores and stats around the world of sports and in between. Sauce will change your life with something else. Muss.
Yes, sir.
You got up super early yesterday.
Yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning.
The NFL London games took place yesterday. Again, I think there's how many more games this year are in London? I know there's one this week. Is there 2 or 3 or 4? How many do they do this year?
I think. Hold on.
There's another one this week.
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The Vikings defeated the Browns 21-17. A late score by Jordan Addison gives the Minnesota Vikings the victory. They moved to 3-2. This is one of those, as Zach Halverson would say, probably have to wins. Right? Not a must win, but it was a have to.
Should win?
No, I think he said it was a have to.
Oh, it was a have to. Okay.
Yeah, so not a must win, but you have to win.
I was looking at where the Zach scale is.
Yeah, is the should have under the must?
Yes, the should have is under the have to, and the have to is under the must.
There's 2 more London games, and then Berlin, and then Madrid.
Next week is at Tottenham, and then the other one is at Wembley.
Who's playing at Madrid this year?
Commanders and the Dolphins.
Man, how do the Vikings get to Madrid?
That's when we're in Vegas, too.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to get up real early, which is fine with me.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Mussy Muss, though. The offensive line, man. I mean, they did a hell of a job considering those. That's not the, when you invest all that money in Ryan Kelly, Will Fries, you draft Donovan Jackson, and then you're looking at the 5 that we had across the board with Brian O'Neill injured, Darius on the snap count, and you look at those 5 and you go, how the hell are we going to win any game
against that defense?
And then you look at that defense, and they did a good job.
Yeah, Myles Garrett really wasn't a big factor in that game. I mean, there were some pressures and stuff, but for the most part, I couldn't believe Blake Brandel has never played center in the NFL. And he did a fantastic job.
There were no hiccups, I don't think.
I was even like, when they're in shotgun, I'm like, oh boy, this could get interesting. But what's crazy about it is that not only is it very tough because most of the guys are playing different positions and they're moving in game, going from left tackle to right tackle, left tackle, which is so hard to do by the week, even with practice, because where your footwork and where your hand placement is and everything, it changes. Mm-hmm. And to do it mid-game and still be able to, only 3 sacks.
Against a very good defense, too, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, this week, was there any word on how they practiced? Did they move people around multiple times to sort of prepare? Because to
knowing
your point,
it's going to go with a snap count,
right, which we didn't know that was a thing. I didn't, at least. It's insane to do during a game, but with you give them a week even. I don't know. That's tough. So they did a outstanding job. It was fun to watch, especially because expectations were low.
Very low. Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. But you know what? Also, Carson Wentz gets a lot of credit on that one as well. That was
he was good.
Hell of a game. I was listening to Fan Line, having garage beers after the game.
Yes, sir.
As I'm wont to do. And somebody called in with one of the talkbacks, and and said, that is one tough son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And seriously, he took another beating. Obviously, the shoulder was a little bit of an issue there, but it wasn't a complete issue. He got to finish the game. But, man, that dude balled out yesterday. And a lot of credit to that offensive line and to Carson Wentz.
I would prefer he doesn't put himself directly in harm's way all the time when we're...
He's going for first downs. He's not going to do the quarterback slide.
But there was a couple that he wasn't getting the first down. So let's not pass away.
Yeah.
What really... Go ahead, Moss.
No, and his legs aren't the same as he used to be. Yeah.
I hear you.
I don't know what that means, but I think that's funny. What really matters, though, is this.
Google was originally called what?
God dang it. I listened to the freaking Google acquired podcast. Google was originally called... Give me the first letter.
B.
Oh, back rub.
What?
Back rub.
He is correct. He is correct.
I would not have gotten it without the hint.
Oh, you're being serious.
I'm being serious. It was called back rub.
It's called back rub.
Not kidding.
Wasn't there one that was called like Jeeves or something like that?
Ask Jeeves.
Yeah.
Hockey still uses that.
Why was it back rub?
Core?
Deshaun Watson was one of the co-founders. Sunday, October 19th is the next Vikings game. They host the Philadelphia Eagles. Wentz or McCarthy, October 19th.
McCarthy.
Wentz.
McCarthy.
I would prefer Wentz.
Zach, stay out of this.
He ran the scout team, did he not?
He did not.
He did not.
So
okay.
yesterday on our pregame, I brought up that I think if they win this game, Wentz will continue to play, and Hockey, because he was there all week, said JJ was going to practice Friday.
Yes.
But it was
rainy.
Field is too sloppy, and they don't have, like they do at TCO, 8 fields. So they just didn't have him go out there because it was bad weather.
But he would have.
Yes. That's what Hawk said, correct?
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. I honestly still, I think you just keep going with Wentz at this point. I really don't see it. Like, I mean, if you lose to the Eagles, let's say, okay, then now let's throw him in.
So you are thinking, though, that McCarthy just isn't, not health aside, you don't think he's ready to... Okay.
No, I do not. I mean, so far of what we've seen, which is really a very small sample size.
Yeah.
So far as what we've seen is that he could get injured.
Yeah, Wentz has played
that's
better.
a problem.
Wentz has played better, yes. Do you think that Wentz could get us to a Super Bowl? Because that's what this has to be about.
I think with where we're sitting with our injuries and our pitch counts with Harrison Smith and Darisaw and all that, I think that's a tough path, no matter who's at quarterback.
So then, I would say, in my opinion, it should be JJ, unless the offensive line is in terrible shape. Because then, if we get some starters back, then I would say this has to be McCarthy. Otherwise, when's he going to get reps? We need to find out what we have with him. You know?
But if this is our offensive line, what it was yesterday, no way do you put JJ McCarthy out there.
But I don't think it will be. I think 13 days from today, O'Neal will be back, Donovan Jackson will be back. And here's the other thing. Philly they're 4-1, right? They're good, but they aren't the teams that they've been in the past. They've snuck out some wins. They got that block punt or field goal, whatever it is. They're not good on offense. And then 2 weeks from Thursday, whatever it is, you go to LA, you play a Chargers team that has a worse offensive line situation than we do.
Correct.
They have triple backups playing on that team, and Omarion Hampton, their best player besides Justin Herbert, is hurt. He sprained his ankle yesterday. It could be like a high ankle injury thing. You can win these games, though, especially with the defensive line we have.
How do the Eagles only run the ball with Saquon 6 times?
6 carries.
He's averaging like 3 yards a carry now. It's half of what he averaged last year.
All of that was in like the first half. At one point in the fourth quarter, the announcers go, Saquon's only run the ball 5 times? Yeah, I don't know.
But they also, Saquon is kind of a feast or famine guy. You got to keep feeding him because he's about to pop a 65-yard run. Do they have a new offensive coordinator there, or is this the same guy?
The one guy went to the Saints.
Okay, so that's an issue, I think. They need to, that guy's got to decide, we got to be patient with the best running back in football. Keep feeding the ball.
All right, more of what really matters after this. I think at some point we have the Jonathan Grenard interview that Ben Lieber did from London, so we can play that back again. No Lieber today, no hockey today, but we got Muss here, Grim here, John Creasel's here on a Monday. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
From the 1-800-ASK-GARY Traffic Center.
Good morning. We have delays 94 eastbound from Brockton Lane to Maple Grove Parkway, 394 westbound at Xenia, police activity on the right. There's an accident Central Avenue southbound at Bunker Lake Boulevard on the left shoulder. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Cub. Know what happy is? Veggies. Shop Cub produce at its crunchiest, crispiest, and freshest. Guaranteed, or they'll replace it. No questions asked. You want to make a veggie lover happy? Shop Cub for produce and shop happy.
952-0-RES. Give them a call today. Get your carpets cleaned the right way, the Zero-Res way, whether it's getting your home ready for Halloween and the upcoming holiday season, of course, or if it's just football related. Look, if you're having people over to watch a football game, you obviously want your house as clean as possible. Zero-Res can zero-resify essentially every surface in your home, your cabin, your business. What do you need cleaned? It could be your area rugs, your carpet, of course. That's what they're known for. They do upholstery. They do tile. They do air duct systems. Zero-Res does it better than everybody else. That's why they have a 4.9 rating on Google or Backrub. With over 21,000 reviews. I've been using them for something like 12 years. This is the time to pounce if you are looking to get your home cleaned before Halloween and the holidays. 3 rooms of carpet cleaned, starting at just $129 if you ask for the KFAN special. And this month, you can take 15% off any air duct cleaning package that you book when you call 952-0-RES. It spells the same forward and backward. Or right now, just go to ZeroResMinnesota.com.
Standard Water is the standard for basement and exterior waterproofing and foundation repair. Wet basements, cracks in walls, bowing walls, settling foundations. Standard Water does it all since 1977. Free estimates start at StandardWater.com. StandardWater.com.
Sidewalks, driveways, patio steps, garage floors. If it is sunken, Level will raise it back up. Visit LevelMN.com right now and get 10% off all joint sealing in September. So beat the snow and save thousands while taking care of your home today and seal your concrete to prevent sinking and to play defense against Mother Nature. Level uses cutting-edge polyurethane foam. It's going to lift and level that slab with lasting results. Level delivers safe, stable surfaces with expert precision. Visit LevelMN.com right now and get 10% off your joint sealing.
Ah, college. A time to broaden the mind, question, learn. A time to challenge the status quo. And eat a ridiculous amount of pizza, which you can buy with your Huntington Bank debit card with the University of Minnesota logo. Huntington Bank is proud to partner with the University of Minnesota. Ski-U-Ma! Let's get more for money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome.
If you want to get back on the road after a DWI, call Smart Start MN, the state's top ignition interlock specialist, whose experts are available 24/7 to guide you through the process and get you back on the road. Visit SmartStartMN.com for more information. That's SmartStartMN.com.
Whatever you're hungry for, whatever your budget, Holiday has a meal deal made just for you. From the $3 meal deal with a hot roller grill item plus chips and Polar Pop to our $7 meal deal with a tasty personal pizza and 20-ounce soda. Holiday has a convenient meal deal with you in mind. Want a yummy sausage, egg, and cheese croissant with hash brown and fresh coffee? That's a $5 meal deal. See what we mean? Stop in and find your meal deal today. Only at Holiday.
Hey, it's Chris Hockey, the Power Trip Morning Show. You know that feeling when everything just works? That's what Ziegler Cat delivers. With over 110 years of experience and 30 locations, Ziegler has everything you need to keep moving. High-quality cat equipment, unbeatable service, and parts always in stock. From the first call to the final handshake, they're more than your dealer. They're your partner. Whether you're building, growing, or paving the way forward, trust Ziegler Cat to get the job done. Visit ZieglerCat.com today and see how they deliver for you. Beautiful and energy-efficient doors and patio doors. BuildersandRemodelers.com.
This report is sponsored by Blaze Credit Union.
After getting benched in the first quarter, Jordan Addison caught the go-ahead touchdown with 25 seconds left to lift the Vikings over the Browns in London. Jared Goff tossed 3 touchdowns. Lions torched the Bengals in Cincy. In the ALDS, Blue Jays crushed the Yankees, take a 2-0 series lead. Rookie Trey Savage set a Jays postseason record with 11 strikeouts, while the Mariners evened their series against the Tigers at a game apiece. I'm Ronza Moss.
Blaze will be your trusted financial partner on the road of life. They will find the right path for you, even if it means blazing a new one. Head to blazecu.com to learn more. Insured by NCUA.
We broadcast from the 651 Carpets Plus, home of the Next Day Install Studios. FM 100.3, KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul. The Fan.
Hey, Rubes, this football season, Bell Bank is giving one KFAN listener each week $1,000 to pay it forward to a charity of their choice. Just head over to KFAN.com, make the keyword contest, learn more, and enter today. That's KFAN.com, keyword contests.
All right, welcome back to the Power Trip Morning Show. Michael J. Mussman III is here. There's Mike Grimm. There's John Kriesel. Zach Halverson's here. Sauce is here. I'm Corey Cove. This is the Power Trip Morning Show. Muss.
Yes, sir.
You just said right before we got back from commercial break that you wanted to bring something up. The floor is yours.
Yeah, okay. I've never heard of this. Maybe, Zach, you have. I'm not sure. But my daughter was home from Mankato, and yesterday we were hanging out, and she was like, well, have you seen the TikToks of the Minnesota Pisser?
What? The what?
The Minnesota Pisser.
The what?
Is that a new soccer team?
I went to high school with her.
No,
Hawk's sister lives here?
They got these TikTok videos, and apparently there's a Minnesota Pisser there at Mankato. There's one at the U of M. There's one at UMD as well. And the videos, if you check it out on TikTok, the videos, it's so hilarious because it has Dexter from the TV show. Tonight's the night. It's going to happen again. And then the creepy music playing and stuff like that. And then whoever it is, it just goes and like pees in the fountain there at Mankato. Goes and pees on the library sign of UMD.
So they show video of just the stream of
Just the
piss?
stream, yes.
Just the stream?
Yeah.
What?
So
Minnesota
public
Pisser.
urination.
Yeah.
It's
and
funny.
Yeah, I got to get off of social media
what?
completely.
Minnesota
I should
Pisser.
just delete it all.
There's a Mankato Pisser. There's a
All the
Duluth
pissers.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's dropping deuces is a funnier thing.
Yeah.
Pissing is pretty harmless.
Is Ruby participating or just following along on social?
Yeah.
What's your garage piss situation? Do you go around the side of the garage or do you go in the house?
It depends on if it's dark out or not.
I suppose. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if there's kids playing outside, yeah. That's.
Have you ever worn a
Never
diaper?
on my wife's flowers, man. Oh, man. She will kill you.
Ever rocked a diaper in the garage?
No.
Would you?
I don't think I've ever actually had a man diaper on.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Just wait.
Clock's ticking,
Just
buddy.
wait.
What do you guys got money on it? Or
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We do have a pool going, yes.
You weren't supposed to tell us.
Oh, damn it. I got next month, by the way.
Not on the light rail track.
Monday Night Football tonight. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
watching
They are
this.
3-1. The Kansas City Chiefs are 2-2. So who would have guessed at Week 5 the Jags would have a better record than the Chiefs? But man, the Chiefs' schedule has not been easy. But still, they're 2-2, and maybe it's over for them. Who knows?
Have you
but
heard
the
about
Jags
the
are
song
3-1.
Wood?
Yeah. Well, I'll talk more about it tomorrow.
Okay.
Because
you want to hear it first?
How was that?
I went to the Taylor Swift movie on Friday.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Why do you want to wait till tomorrow? Because of Hawk?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Man.
Why do you want to get him going?
I can't believe she pulled it off. Like,
whoa, in the movie?
And I don't mean in terms of, like, I don't know. I can't believe I sat through 90 minutes of that. It's unbelievable.
Number one movie in the country.
Yeah, I mean,
hideous.
What a scam.
Yeah.
Unless you're a diehard, what a scam. But we'll talk about it more tomorrow.
Good for Travis Kelce, by
I
the
pulled
way.
a sauce there.
Hey,
I
that
totally,
song's terrible,
What are
by
we
the way.
talking about? I was watching
The
videos.
Taylor Swift
Okay.
new CD.
Gotcha. It's no good?
No, that song "Wood" is terrible.
Okay.
There's,
Yeah.
Out of the 12 songs, this is most of my take for tomorrow. But out of I think it's 12 songs. There's about 3 or 4 that are just like D- level.
But it's the greatest album that's ever been released.
I don't even think that her fans are saying that this time, to
No,
be
they
totally honest. I think there's 3 or 4 really, really good songs There's about 4 or 5 that are like, oh, okay, this isn't for me, but she's got the formula down.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And then there's about 3 or 4 that you just go, Jesus. And that song "Wood" is one of them. It's a terrible song.
Did you see
And it's the most obvious penis metaphor song.
Yeah.
It's like, wow,
Not
you're
even
really
clever.
And the
no, it's not even close to clever. It's
the
like the
Swifties
Power
saying
Trip
I
Morning
am, but
no, but it's like the Power Trip Morning Show wrote it. It's like we could have done this. We're idiots.
Yeah,
Terrible
Swifties,
song.
The Swifties have figured it out because the song is 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. That's 230 millimeters. That's 9 inches. There you go.
So he's got a hammer. Good for him.
Yeah, of course he does.
Just terrible lyrics.
Yeah.
The song "Canceled" is terrible. There's like 3 or 4 just stinkers. But "Fate of Ophelia" is the first song, and it's an absolute banger. It's one of the best songs she's ever written.
Really?
That song's legit.
Do you have it in the system, Zach?
I can't play it. Oh, I can play this one.
Yeah, do you have it?
Hold on here.
You can hum it.
Starts with.
Oh. That's pretty good.
So she starts off the album with a banger, and she's making Shakespeare references, and it's a really well written song. And then it takes her about a song or two to go right back to, kissing high school crushes. And you're like, for God's sakes, you're 35.
Yeah.
It just drives me nuts. She could be, whatever. She's got the whole formula figured out, though. She's an absolute machine. And she does seem genuinely sweet. And I really think she cares about her fans. If that 90 minutes had been for my favorite band, like if Dave Matthews had done that for you, or if that was 311, like a movie release party,
of course,
I would have been like, this is awesome. It was an absolute scam unless you are a die-hard.
Yeah.
It's unwatchable unless you freaking love her. Then you were probably like,
And
this is
so
awesome.
many people do.
Yeah. So
That's
my
the
guess
thing.
is her P1s in the radio industry, as we call them.
Yeah.
My guess is her P1s were like, that was exactly what I wanted. I wanted to hear the new album with a big group of people. I wanted to have her talk about it for 60 seconds before every song. That's exactly what I wanted.
Any glimpse, any little bit that you can get of her.
So
yeah.
she super served her best fans, but the rest of us were like, what is this?
What
Yes,
is
sir.
this?
How many of these songs are we playing now on the radio?
I don't know if we're playing Wood yet, but
terrible song.
Eldest Daughter's pretty good.
The associate producer Kayla says nothing we love more than listening to a bunch of old men break down Taylor's.
Yeah, for sure.
She's right. She's right.
She is.
But yeah,
Brilliant. No, that's spot on.
Yep.
Yep.
I like
she's something.
I like this one.
this isn't bad.
Yeah,
This gets me excited, actually,
it's
though.
a different direction.
Give you Wood?
What's I'd walk around with Wood, Playboy.
Wow,
Always hard.
this got weird.
No, just kidding.
This got weird.
He's the
What's the name of that
Cottage
song,
Grove
though?
pisser.
The song that's really good is the penis song or the good one?
The good one.
The good one's called "The Fate of Ophelia."
The Fate of Ophelia. Okay.
The penis song.
Yep. Yeah. Again, by the way, even when the song was called "Wood," I'm like, she's not going to do what I think she's going to do, is she? And then she absolutely did.
Because isn't her
so
bit
predictable.
that she's super clever and everything's in code?
No. She writes metaphors for the masses, but they love the Easter eggs. That's why I think her songwriting drives me nuts. Is she makes like metaphors that a 12-year-old can figure out.
She got hammered.
That's not for me.
What?
Not for me. They're too easy. But whatever.
From Travis
she seems
Kelce.
lovely.
But more importantly, did Harper like it?
Loved it.
Okay,
Well, good.
She's
Yeah,
11.
that's all that
That's why we
matters.
went.
Yes.
She's a super fan, and she thought it was awesome, and that's why we went.
That's important.
You are so in her demo.
For sure.
Yeah.
What really matters, though, is this.
Did you guys know? Well, here, I got 2 of them. What happened 20 years ago today?
I saw that in the prep, so I'm just going to sit this one out.
Love Boat.
Love Boat was
Boat
20
scandal.
boats, or 20 boats, 20 years.
Thank you,
to the
Dan,
day.
Minnesota.
Today.
The drug-fueled sex orgies.
100%.
Did you?
No, not on the one boat. They were just gambling.
Have you guys ever seen the video where Smoot was being interviewed?
No.
It was.
Were there 2 microphones?
It had 2 sides, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was. It might have been a Barstool bit. It is worth watching. He is so funny. He goes into some details about it.
Oh, yeah.
And admits a lot of things. It's worth watching.
So
find it.
20 years ago, this happens, right? About 5 months later, I'm here as an intern, and one of my jobs was I had to make photocopies of the maximum article of, so like everybody, I would staple it that everybody could read it because they didn't, and rightfully so, they didn't want to buy 6 copies of it because they knew they weren't getting paid back. So I went to the copy machine over there and copied the article on Maxim, stapled it up and gave it to like Mr. Fun, Doogie, all those people because they weren't all going to buy it.
Were they all super grateful that you had done the work for them?
One of them was, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
1 out of the 6?
Yeah, the one you probably would least expect was super nice about it. I'm not kidding.
Really? Is that right?
Yep.
Dante Culpepper, Bryant McKinney, Fred Smoot, and Mo Williams were all charged with indecent conduct, disorderly conduct, and lewd or lascivious conduct 2 months later.
Lewd.
But charges against Vikings quarterback Culpepper were eventually dropped. Williams was found guilty of disorderly conduct, but then cleared of the other 2 charges. Smoot and McKinney took a plea deal and pled guilty to disorderly conduct charges. Now, I want you to think about this. So, theoretically, they party on this boat. It's strippers. There's double-sided you-know-whats. They're having the time of their lives, right?
Double-sided wood.
They love it.
Yeah.
They were sentenced to 48 hours of community service and each paid a $1,000 fine.
Well, the fact that they had to be...
Who cares?
Yeah.
Love it.
None of them said, I wish I didn't do that.
Right. But
they were also fined by the NFL as part of it, but they didn't get suspended.
So none of the charges were related to the boat, right? It was...
Because they brought them from
didn't they
cross county lines?
They took a whiz
yes,
publicly,
that's
right?
Correct. They all got caught because somebody got off the boat and peed in somebody's yard.
They were the original Minnesota pissers.
Yeah. Well said. Yeah. Well said.
I mean, that's how it started.
I really wanted to see this happen.
I sent you guys the video to watch in your time. It's worth it. It's just... That was you weren't involved in the network yet, right? You were 09 was your first year, right?
Yeah, 09 was my first year, but I did know a bunch of those guys, and out of all the times I got concert tickets for them and stuff like that, the one time they don't invite me to a party.
Exactly.
Right.
And look, we love the Minnesota Vikings, right? I know everybody that's listening at the Minnesota Vikings facility or front office right now, they're saying we don't want another Love Boat scandal, but from a radio perspective, for the last, I don't know,
oh my God.
10, 15 years,
I feel gross.
I would kill for another Love Boat scandal because this show was 3 years in. We were babies. We still were absolutely terrible. We're terrible now, but in different ways. We were terrible. Give us a Love Boat scandal in 2025.
We do 3.5 hours of
for the next 6 years. Yeah. It'd be the best.
Yeah.
And again, all right. Fine. You don't want it to be the Vikings? Let the Twins do it. What do we care about them?
They do it for the publicity.
Right.
All right. Damn it, woman.
Put the Twins on twin boats.
Yeah. But here's the other thing, and I'm sure this is brought up 1,000 times. At that point, a lot of those guys are making a ton of cash.
Yeah.
Just get a couple penthouse hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Do the Dallas Cowboys thing.
Right.
You got the White House.
Or we heard all the time, right, even in his Packer days, right? Now, this was way more nefarious.
You're not talking about the hot tub guy, are you?
Darren Sharper.
Oh.
No, like Sharper outside of the nefarious stuff that he's in prison for. Wasn't he like completely infamous for these giant hotel or apartment parties like in every city that he was in? That was his thing. Yeah, keep it to yourself.
Right.
Party all
Just
you want.
Just a bunch of consenting adults doing whatever they want in the privacy of a hotel room or their own home. Who cares?
Yeah, go for it.
You can't
back
include
then,
other people. Right.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, see, Pat gets it.
Yeah, Pat gets it. All right, the news is next. One more segment with Johnny K before he's got to roll. Right, Johnny?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
From the 1-800-ASK-GARY Traffic Center.
We have an accident on Highway 10 eastbound after Hanson in the right lane. Traffic is solid from Round Lake. There's an accident on Central Avenue southbound at Bunker Lake. A crash on Park Avenue South at 39th Street. Lafayette Freeway slow northbound from the Lafayette Bridge to 94. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Metro State University. Discover what a Metro State University degree can do for you at their open house events in October. Visit their campus October 20th to learn about bachelor's programs or October 23rd for master's and doctoral degrees. Sign up at metrostate.edu/open house.
Ben Lieber on the Power Trip is sponsored by Mystic Lake's all-new Hop House.
Hey guys, it's Chris Hockey. It's a new season and a new mindset. It's time to kick it into gear. New Livea clients save $100 on Livea's personalized nutrition and medical weight loss programs with the code 100READY. Returning clients reactivate free and get $40 off products. You want next level results? Medical weight loss starts at $99 for semaglutide and $199 for tirzepatide with micro and maintenance dosing. Personalized nutrition support and guaranteed results. Plus, the Livea app keeps you on track. Call 855-GO-LIVEA or visit livea.com today.
The response to OVO's summer LASIK savings was huge, so by popular demand, they're now extending it $400 off LASIK now through October 31st. OVO LASIK & Lens is the first clinic in the country with Wave Light Plus. That is the newest LASIK tech for sharper, more personalized results. And with interest-free financing, LASIK could cost you less than your daily coffee. So for the price of a pumpkin spice latte, you could be seen clearly every day. So don't wait. To see your best, see the best. Book now at ovoi.com.
Okay, class, why is now the perfect time to upgrade your furnace and AC system?
Because you can save up to $5,000. Or these incentives probably won't be around next year?
Correct, Jason. Here's a gold star.
Wait, how about upgrading now before the dry winter air arrives? I hear Pronto's got you covered with a free humidifier.
Another gold star for Jason.
Come on. Plus, peace of mind with Pronto's full coverage warranty. Get a free humidifier with every new system
at ProntoHeat.com.
The Modern Sportsman is giving back to their great customers in a huge way with their anniversary sale, Saturday, October 11th. October 11th in both Coon Rapids and Burnsville, Modern Sportsman has sweet deals on all the brands like Smith & Wesson, SIG, Ruger, CZ, Springfield, FN. Sales on optics like Trijicon, Holosun, and Vortex. You can pack your safe with Federal ammunition, too, and you won't believe what a case of Blazer 9mm is going for. Modern Sportsman's anniversary sale, Saturday, October 11th. It's going to be awesome. Prep for it now by checking out their sales flyer on the website, themodernsportsman.com.
The soul of the West lives on in every pair of handcrafted cowboy boots. At Boot Barn, we're proud to carry a heritage brand that's been preserving tradition and honing their craft since 1879. Made with techniques passed down from father to son, Justin boots stand for quality, comfort, and timelessness. With roots going back over 100 years, they're more than a boot maker. They're a Western legacy. Justin Boots at Boot Barn.
Protect your home with a new roof. Go to buildersandremodelers.com.
From the LevelMN.com Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by Cub.
Fan forecast.
A little bit cooler high today in the 70s.
Crispy, crunchy Cub fried chicken. 8-piece or 12-piece. Whatever it takes, you're going to be happy. Because when it comes to fried chicken, more just means more happy. Shop Cub fried chicken and shop happy.
The Common Man, Dan Cole. Live weekdays on FM 100.3 KFAN and iHeartRadio. Or download it and podcast it later. Just some of the many ways you can listen to The Fan.
Welcome back to the Power Trip Morning Show. It's a Vikings victory Monday. The Vikings won yesterday 21-17 over the Cleveland Browns. The Vikings are up to 3-2, and they have the bye week now. Philadelphia in 13 days. And they lost yesterday, the Eagles did. So
they need this bye week.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
perfectly
absolutely.
timed. Got a little lucky. Perfectly timed.
Yep.
Donovan Jackson expected back. Hopefully some of these other names that are struggling right now are healthier in 2 weeks. We'll see.
Plus, it gives Addison some free time to go do stuff.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it'll turn out well.
What in the holy hell is going on with that kid?
I don't know.
I mean, you already got suspended for 3 games. You come back 2 weeks, and you miss a walkthrough?
Rookie year, though, he had the driving fast to go
because
and
of the poor dog, yeah.
And I think he got a slap on the wrist or a fine.
Right.
So he has not gone a season without an issue.
Exactly. And this is a part that, and John and I were talking about this off air, but there's never been a time where you've been sequestered as much as when you're in London with the back-to-back international games, and you still screw it up?
Yeah, Guardsy pointed that out. How do you do that?
And you look at the fact the Vikings won, by the way. They won.
Yes.
They stole it They came back. They showed resilience. The offensive line was great. All these things. And what are people talking about? What are his teammates being asked about after the game?
Right.
Him. Yeah. Justin Jefferson's at the podium after the game talking about how he had to pull him aside and talk to him and teach him. That is not Justin Jefferson's job. Right. I don't want our potential future Hall of Fame wide receiver to have to think about his teammate. Right. Yep. It's
shouldn't have to.
It's insane.
But that's a leadership role. But how telling is that Jets is like, I guess I got to put him under my wing a little bit more.
Yeah.
So
one of the best the game's ever seen, and we never worry about that with him.
Right. But reading between the lines on that one kind of makes you seem like, well, maybe Jets has been trying to keep himself a little separate from Addison.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need that trouble.
Yeah. Not at all.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's disappointing. It's an unnecessary distraction for a team that is fighting for its life at this point, and now is facing the murderer's row of teams down after the bye week.
Hell of a touchdown, though, by the way.
Hell of a touchdown. Yeah. No one's denying how good the kid is on the field.
Right. Yep.
Well said. All right, let's do the news.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey, presented by the 2026 IIHF World Junior Championship. And for Chris Hockey, I'm Zach Halverson. That's right, the World Juniors coming to town this winter. It's sneaking up on us. Get your tickets, worldjuniorsmn26.com.
Right on.
All right, we begin with a flight from Minneapolis to Newark on Sun Country Friday morning, which was diverted to Chicago because a man is now in custody following a disturbance on said flight. The individual told on the plane that it was said that the Star Tribune said the man became unruly, screaming about getting gang chased by the LGBTQ community.
Gang chased?
Yes, and that the plane was going down. So they diverted it to Chicago, and then he was handcuffed and taken off the plane.
So he was getting gang chased by the entire LGBTQ community?
Yeah.
It's a lot of people,
They were all
right?
on the flight? The entire community?
Well, just the ones that were on the plane, I guess.
And
there was a gang of them.
And they were chasing him.
Right. I wonder
that happens.
How funny would it be? You look back and there is a few people chasing him.
Sure.
You're like, see?
And the guy was just completely right.
Don't take mushrooms before you get on an airplane or whatever else.
Yeah, whatever you're doing. Yeah, don't do that.
Man.
It's because there's no TVs on there, man.
Yeah, man.
You had to raw dog it.
Yeah. Then he had to rough talk. Whoever he was
Download
pissed
something
at.
on your phone, you dummies.
Getting chased.
You got to do that just in case. Even if you're on a super nice international flight and they obviously have built-in entertainment, you got to download stuff just in case, right?
Yeah. Just in case.
What if your screen goes out? What are you supposed to do? Read?
No.
You're supposed to.
Are you nuts?
You're supposed to panic about getting gang chased by the LGBTQ community.
I don't have time for that.
Right. Download Task.
Oh my God! Episode 5 last night,
can't
off
wait.
the charts.
So
you watched it,
good,
Muss?
yeah.
Woo, boy.
I'm gonna watch it right when I get home.
How are there 2 more episodes?
I don't know.
How are they going to make it
can't
last
wait.
2 more episodes?
We were saying the same thing last night. It was like, man, that's got to be the last episode.
So
no,
good.
There's 2 more. Wow, that's awesome.
It's a 10 out of 10.
It is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the best. It's a limited series, right? It's
It
one.
is.
It's the best TV thing I've probably seen since like peak Ozark. It's
Really?
that good. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's outstanding.
Outstanding.
The acting is
All of
tremendous.
it. And as Corey said, and normally I just either tune him out or I don't agree with him because he's mostly always right. When you watch the first episode and you're like, how can this be a long TV show? And then it spiderwebs, you're like, oh, got it now. It's unbelievable.
It moves quick, man.
It's so great.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I look at this story. Bystanders in Ely rescue a driver from a burning car. Witnesses said the car struck a rock and went airborne before rolling and starting on fire. They were able to pull the driver out of the car before it became fully engulfed. Authorities say the driver was brought to an Ely hospital before being flown to one in Duluth. There was no one else in the car.
What?
But, props to those people for saving that guy.
I would like to think that I would be somebody like that. Would be like, go and rush to somebody's aid. But then again, there's another part of me like, you hit the rock.
Garage beers are waiting.
I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
Creasel's just thankful he didn't fight alongside of you in the war, if you will.
Right.
Muss has got places to be.
Yeah, correct. Let's get back to base. Get some chow.
Yeah.
Just
I
picture
got
Muss
to do, man.
telling his neighbors in the freaking garage beers that he saw a guy burning alive on the way home. What
Should
happened?
have seen it.
I don't know, man.
I left.
I was going to help him, but hey, he hit the rock.
I just said there's a part of me. I would like to think that I would be that person.
There's cold Miller Lights. I got to go home.
Yeah. A suspicious package caused a brief emergency alert near the Vikings facility in Eagan, according to an emergency alert sent by Eagan police at 2:32 p.m. yesterday. The suspicious package was discovered at 720 Vikings Parkway, and all clear was issued less than 10 minutes later, but details about the situation remain a mystery. No further information has been released.
Fred Smoot sent it.
Wow. Crazy.
That's
where does Smoot live? Anybody know where he lives? How do we get him on this show? What a fun interview that would be.
Yeah.
Do you remember what his quote when he was signed by the Vikings?
Of course. It's one of the best quotes in the history of sports.
Just the most brilliant.
When he said the bit about...
Like 75% of the world is covered by water. The rest is covered by Smoot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just,
that is a good line,
he covers the rest of the world.
He was a personality.
He did text me and say the only day that he can come in is Friday. At 7:40.
Oh, perfect for initials.
Oh, good point. That is a really good point. I hadn't thought of that. He should just play initials.
We play initials.
Good idea, Muss.
Yeah.
Like the
Where
board
can he
game?
get that game? Yeah.
Initialsgame.com. That's a good point. I wasn't going to bring that up.
Are you making a kid's version? Chloe wants one really bad.
We'll see.
Tommy wants to know if you're going to make a dirty version.
How about yesterday when we're deciding who's going to pay who in the bet, and what he said? He's drinking in Vegas, but what he said about Fargo Flash. Did you guys read that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he basically was offered to pretend that Fargo Flash was on the Love Boat. And he was.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Take a number, Tommy.
You know, Tommy a day or so ago on social media was wishing his brother happy birthday. And he posted a really cute picture of his brother, Tommy, Ed and Tommy. And they both looked like they were in that, 3 to 5 range, and they were brushing their teeth. And I thought, I bet you $7,000 they shared a toothbrush.
100%.
And that is the origin story.
Yes, you are correct, sir.
They both were like, why doesn't this gross us out? And the rest is history.
The light bulb went on.
Yeah.
A Rochester pawn business says they're seeing an increase in scammers selling fake jewelry on the streets. The owner of Med City Coin and Bullion says he met with 3 customers who were sold counterfeit jewelry. He added that the fraudsters mostly show up in gas stations and department store parking lots.
What do you expect?
Yeah, what do you expect?
They normally claim the merchandise is 18-karat gold, but it's fake. Anyone victimized by the scammer is urged to finish your scratch-offs and contact the Rochester Law Enforcement Center.
Well done.
Which they should do nothing for these people. You're an idiot. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it, honey? He went to Holiday.
Right. Correct.
Yeah, this
He
van,
got some
it didn't have any
trolling Mountain
windows.
Dew, and then
Keep them out of this.
He heard there were great deals at Holiday, and then he sold me some stuff.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Every kiss begins with Circle K.
Brilliant. Well played.
When your first exchange with somebody it starts with a psst. Yeah, don't go there.
Yeah.
Over here.
Do you have to go inside first, I guess, or can you just pay at the pump? I don't.
Correct.
Man. Anyway, sorry. Ice castles. You guys like those?
Sure.
Well, they're coming back to the Minnesota State Fairgrounds in St. Paul this winter. The event will feature structures filled with caverns, frozen tunnels, a Fred Smoot exhibit, and slides illuminated with colorful LED lights. The attraction will start next month. Ice Castles is expected to open in late December, construction will start next month. Construction starts in late December.
I was going to say.
And will remain open to the public through late February or early March, or the way this fall and winter is going, we will be lucky if we see any ice at all.
That'd be great.
Oh, this weather's been awesome.
It has
Terrible.
been fantastic.
Oh,
Awful.
so good.
Except yesterday was so fitting, sitting in the gazebo, and then it just starts raining after the devastating Cardinals situation.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there. And
Hold
that's
on
why
to the damn
in the
ball.
text I was a mess. I was so. That is the most devastated I've ever been in my life.
But
I
is there
think.
anything better, though, when it's raining out and you're watching football?
Probably. I mean, I can think of a couple things. Perhaps if my running back crossed the bleeping goal line. He's also, I had him in a guillotine league, too, and that might cost me. So, yeah, extra. He's not on my Christmas card list, let's say. But, yes, the tears, the calm, though.
Yeah, it's just so awesome.
Yeah.
Just having a beer.
And the
you're
bottom's
watching
falling
football.
out.
A handful of beers, yeah. It was one of those nights, man.
One night.
Any more stories?
What happened?
I had put the wrong mic on. We had somebody come in and talk. I don't have any right now. Actually, no, here we go. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert is denying she made comments about Caitlin Clark to Minnesota Lynx star Nafisa Collier. Collier accused Engelbert of saying Clark should be grateful for the platform that the league provides. Clark reportedly makes over $16 million off the court, which Engelbert allegedly credits the league's media rights deal. Clark backed Collier's concerns about the league and called it a pivotal moment for leadership. Other players, including Sophie Cunningham, Clark's Indiana Fever teammate, are demanding more accountability before collective bargaining talks.
Is Kathy now going to be the next Karen? Where everybody says, oh, she's being such a Kathy.
Please don't.
That's Sacco's mom's.
Yeah, don't.
Oh, I'm
let's
sorry,
not.
but-
I already feel bad for the Karens out there, the ones that aren't Karens.
Well, your mom is not a Kathy, so.
Don't. That's not.
No, she is a Kathy. She's not a Karen.
She's not a Karen.
She's not being a Kathy.
Oh, she's being exactly a Kathy.
Yeah. At least she's not a muss.
Oh, don't
Shots
mess with
fired.
Mama. Don't mess with Mama.
Man, you know what I really need is a really good public speaker.
Awesome.
I'm trying to think who I could book.
Not me
that
today.
would be
No, just kidding.
that would be motivational, but like tell an interesting story, do it in a humorous but serious tone.
Oh, I got it.
Who?
JohnCriesel.com.
Oh, unbelievable.
Perfect.
Go to JohnCriesel.com. Book me for a speaking engagement for your organization next year. 2026 is filling up. JohnCriesel.com. Love you guys. I will see you next week. Enjoy the bye week. Hopefully a stress-free weekend of football, but it won't be.
Back to normal schedule next week or not? Or you don't know yet?
I got to look. We'll talk.
All right.
Love you guys. Skol!
Love you.
See you, Johnny.
Sauce will walk us through sports after this, including that Vikings win over the Cleveland Browns. That feels like it was 6 weeks ago, but it was technically 24 hours ago. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenience. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
Do you need heavy-duty equipment that works as hard as you do? CAT has you covered. From construction to rental, CAT equipment delivers power, reliability, and performance. Whether you're renting a skid steer, an excavator, or a generator, your local CAT dealer has the tools and expertise to keep your project on track. Learn more and find your nearest CAT dealer at cat.com. That's C-A-T, cat.com.
FM 100.3 KFAN and 2 Men and a Junk Truck want to help you win $1,000. Your shot to win happens every weekday on The Fan. The Fan.
Got junk? Need it gone fast? Look no further than my friends at 2 Men and a Junk Truck. They're your local experts in junk removal. Whether it's old furniture, electronics, or clutter from the garage, they've got you covered. Head to 2menindajuncktruck.com today to schedule your junk removal service.
Each week, we dive into our cultural fascination with the Kennedy dynasty.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search United States of Kennedy, and listen now.
Ben Lieber on the Power Trip is sponsored by Mystic Lake's all-new Hop House.
Know what happy is? Veggies. Shop Cub Produce at its crunchiest, crispiest, and freshest. Guaranteed, or they'll replace it. No questions asked. You want to make a veggie lover happy? Shop Cub for produce and shop happy.
It is the Luther Trade-In event. There's never been a better time to unlock your vehicle's trade-in value than right now at Luther. This is Corey Coe from the Power True Morning Show. If you have a vehicle you would like to move on from and trade in, right now, used cars are worth more than ever. Plus, this month at Luther, during the trade-in event, you get an additional $1,000 gift card for your trade. So if you go to LutherAuto.com, it says it right there. It says essentially, get paid to trade, right? That $1,000 Luther gift card. That's pretty awesome. So with over 9,000 vehicles in stock, Luther's always got you covered. They have the largest inventory in the state of Minnesota, but they're always looking to add to that. So trade in your vehicle. Why not? Take advantage of this exclusive limited time offer and receive an extra $1,000 bonus for your trade. There's 45 or so, 50 maybe, Luther locations in and around the Twin Cities. If you know where they are, great. Get in and be a part of this trade-in event. If you don't, go to their website right now, LutherAuto.com. That's LutherAuto.com for the Luther trade-in event.
Buying, selling, or just living in a home? You can trust Standard Water to fix your radon or mold problems. Standard Water is the radon and mold expert since 1977. Free estimates start at StandardWater.com. StandardWater.com. Standard Water for mold and radon.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Holiday Station stores have your fall favorites. Sip on the pumpkin spice cappuccino or the maple pumpkin coffee. Creamy, spiced, and perfectly balanced. It's the cozy comfort you crave this season. Stop by and treat yourself today because pumpkin season is better at Holiday.
Hey, it's Chris Hockey. Like me, thousands of satisfied homeowners have trusted builders and remodelers to improve the look and value of their home with new siding. B&R's design consultants simplified the decision with a wide selection of styles, colors, and custom options based on your vision and budget, including diamond coat siding with unlimited color options and an industry-best 30-year no-fade warranty. And for a limited time, save up to an additional $1,000 off any diamond coat siding project on top of B&R State Fair special savings of 5 years no interest or 20% off. Visit buildersandremodelers.com today.
Ho, ho, ho! Don't let Christmas shopping sneak up on you. It's Toyland time at Fleet Farm. We've stocked up on the hottest toys from brands like Lego, Barbie, Melissa and Doug, John Deere, and more. And get ready, our annual toy giveaway happens at 7 a.m. Saturday, October 11th, where the first 125 customers will get a free Toyland toy. Check out our selection of all things under the tree at the best prices guaranteed at Fleet Farm. And don't forget to build the kids' wish list from our Toyland catalog at fleetfarm.com.
Hey, it's Corey Cove again with Wolf River Electric. If you've been thinking about finally making the change to solar like I did, now is the time to stop thinking and start acting. The new big tax bill just passed, and homeowners who don't have their solar systems installed by the end of this year will lose the 30% federal tax credit. This means your solar system will cost you thousands of dollars more if you wait. And here's the kicker, this same bill is going to drive energy rates at paces we have not seen before. But the good news is solar from Wolf River Electric can protect you from those rising costs. So go to wolfriverelectric.com and request your free quote today.
Purple Mondays are brought to you in part by Ovo, LASIK, and Lens. Kirill and the Wild open the regular season Thursday night against the Blues. Puck drops in St. Louis at 7 on the audio home of the Minnesota Wild, KFAN.
I'll tell you what, guys. You know, they say we complain a little bit too much on here.
Who says that?
Oh, just everybody.
Wait, like
in
the listeners
world.
Or like the salespeople or the bosses or our significant others or our neighbors or the LGBT community when they're not chasing us down airplane aisles?
Yes, they do as well. They say you guys complain too much. But you know what?
Well, it's Tuesday.
We complain.
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
It wasn't even on a Tuesday. We complain about how terrible the coffee is here. Well, look at Caribou Coffee coming to the rescue. Dropped us off some coffee this morning. How nice is that? Thank you, Caribou. And they would like to remind you that all you got to do to get your free coffee is join the Caribou Perks right now. Just text PERKS, P-E-R-K-S, to 762 Caribou. You can also go to their website, Download their app, sign up there, and you'll get a free medium drink after your first purchase. And we got Caribou this morning. How great is that? Life is short. Stay awake for it, the cup says.
Great Minnesota company, man.
And careful, Caribou coffee is always hot and fresh. Do not microwave. All rights reserved. What the cup says.
I was going to say, that felt like you moved off of the vibe reading and went straight to reading the cup, and that was exactly what happened.
Copyright 2024 Caribou Coffee Operating Company.
Oh, you got a cup from a year ago.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That cup was copyrighted in 2024. Sauce, it's time for sports.
Yeah, man.
No, it's not. Yeah, it is.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around, your TimberTech deck building contractor.
Your Minnesota Vikings, we'll talk more about this in Vikings news next segment, but they won 21-17. Wentz threw a touchdown to Addison with like 25 seconds left in the game. Your Vikings are now 3-2. They battle the Eagles 13 days from today.
Gotta love going into the bye with winning record. I didn't know if anybody was going to say anything or what.
I don't think anybody was. I felt like Grim when he says one of his lines.
And the music
just
Timed
died.
out perfectly.
There's just awkward silence.
Speaking of Grim, the Gophers got run over 42-3 by Ohio State.
Hey, we had the lead.
3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they
Take that,
then they
Ohio
got
State.
the ball back after Ohio State, I think, missed a long field goal.
Man.
But
Had
they
a lead.
lost 42-3. The Gophers basically went down on a knee after the first drive. The Gophers are 3-2. They will battle the 2-3 Purdue Boilermakers on Saturday at 6:30, pregame at 4:30. Your Gophers are 9.5-point favorites.
I watched that game on Saturday, the first drive.
Yeah.
And they did well.
Really well.
And then what happened?
No idea.
I don't get it. How does
get
that
it
work?
either.
You played football, Sauce.
Not very
for
well.
a couple of games, and then he quit.
Yeah.
Is that the classic scripted plays thing?
No, but like Zacho said, they were chewing up that Ohio State defense. I think they had a first and goal at the 9. And I think if I'm correct, Ohio State has given up either 1 or 0 red zone touchdowns.
But they kicked the field goal, and then they stopped Ohio State.
I think I think Ohio State missed a long field goal.
And then I think the game changed when we went 3 and out after that.
Yeah, and then Ohio State was like, that's enough of this, and then they just poured it on.
And then Grimm just started destroying the officials on the radio broadcast.
He was pissed.
And Sauce was laughing.
I was
himself.
watching on TV.
Were you by yourself?
Yeah, Dov and his gal had left by that time, so I was by myself.
What about Nordo?
No, never came over.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
Somebody dates Dov?
Yeah, Allie.
Dear God.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whoa.
Exactly. My words exactly.
You know, it's not like a robot or like
it's an actual woman. I've seen her in person, yeah.
Some gal threw herself on that man grenade.
I have a lot of questions for her.
Dov's a man
Yikes.
grenade?
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said.
Fago everywhere.
Whoa.
Man, you like playing that card.
Yep. He has a laminated
He's got a
pass,
laminated
though.
pass. He can say whatever he wants.
Yep. Yeah, he
And he
told us
loves
why about 8 years ago why he can say that
and
word.
he loves the ICP as well.
Yes. Wait.
No, Dom or Zacho?
Both. They both love the Insane Clown Posse.
Yep. They're great. The
Which
what do they
is-
call them? The
again,
Gigolos?
Terrible.
Which comedian did the bit about I think I saw it online. The bit about you don't need to use the word insane. Every clown posse by definition is insane.
Brilliant, yeah.
That the word insane is just absolutely superfluous. I don't know who did that bit. I stole that from somewhere, but man, I wish I knew who did that. That's a funny bit.
You know what comic this weekend I fell in love with?
Go on.
Dan Soder.
Oh, he's great.
He's hilarious.
Yeah, he was on the show Billions.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
He's
His
very funny.
Macho Man. Oh my God! Have you heard his Macho Man?
I don't think so.
It's out. He's like a huge wrestling nerd, and he has this really good bit about how he got engaged and how it's tough to engaged and how it's tough to tell his gal, do you want to watch like Summers? It's a whole great bit, right?
Isn't there a biopic coming out?
He does an
Macho Man?
outstanding Macho Man. But yeah, I think he's here.
Pantages Theater, Friday, November 14th.
Yeah. He's outstanding.
Let's see if he wants to play initials. It's a Friday. He's here.
I'll be gone. So yeah.
He'll be in Iowa City the night before.
Yeah.
So that might be tough.
I mean,
well, he's not flying from Iowa City to here.
You don't know that. You don't know what
that.
Dan Soder does.
Yeah, he's got that Macho Man money.
Right. I saw Kelsey Cook on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
She crushed it.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
The first show or the
second show? Marnie was at the first show. I was at the second show.
Was she there with Musty?
Were there
no Musty?
Were there pictures of Marnie on the walls?
Hey, Grimm's back.
Saying, "Do not let this woman back in here."
Because of the stalker factor?
Right.
Right. I believe Kelsey's security team was made aware of her presence, but she was still allowed to see the show.
Well, that was nice of Kelsey's security team.
They had an eye on her, though.
Got to show some mercy.
No, she was fantastic.
Yeah, I had some work I had to take care of. Sorry, guys.
Oh, that made me want to yell at me.
No, I would never yell at you. When did I ever yell at you?
No, you never have. The Wild Battle of the Blues, Zacho, in St. Louis for their season opener this Thursday at 7 p.m. You can hear that game right here on The Fan.
NHL opener, though, Zachary, tomorrow, right? 3 games. The season starts tomorrow night.
Yeah, big night, ESPN. You know, just plop yourself in front of your television and watch a triple header. That's like 1.5 smoots.
That's fantastic math.
That's very good.
Is that right?
Sure.
Let's go. I'm so proud of myself.
That was great.
Wow. Starts at 4 local time.
By the way, I thought your tweet was fantastic. You basically did this on the group text as well. But so the Power Trip Survivor ended in a 7-way tie, right? Because 3 of us lost with the Rams on Thursday. 3 more lost with the Cardinals yesterday in the most dramatic fashion of all time.
Unbelievable.
One of the worst bad beats of all time. And then Hawk, because he didn't pay attention, picked the Ravens when 97% of their team was on the injured list. So anyway, so they got blown out by the Texans.
44 to
that cost them about $2,000.
Yeah, so 7 of us all lost this week. The Power Trip Survivor first ever one ends in a 7-way tie. So it's 7 people splitting a pot of $2,400, but we're really splitting $1,000, right? 5 losers. It's 1,000 split 7 ways. Right. So somebody, of course, joked, well, now you have 5 people Venmoing 7 people, and how are we going to do? And Zach just basically tweeted and texted, I got this.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to let White Bear Math over there tell everybody how to do this. However, on text, he's like, I think this is how we should do it. And he was 100% right. It was the easiest way to do it.
And the beauty
so he
of it,
did the math right.
Yeah.
He had the plan correct. And I go, if it was almost like he sends the group text, here's my plan, here's how we should do this. Nobody responds. And then I don't know how long after I responded, I'm like, Zach is correct. Let's do it exactly like this. And then the second I said yes, I started getting Venmo'd.
We were waiting for you.
It was like somebody just verify that Zach's idea is correct?
I texted Zach.
Like, you nailed it. That's exactly.
I text Zach and I go, "Where's Corey?"
No, as soon as I said Zach's right, let's do it like that. Then I started getting hit with the Venmos, and everybody was like, "We didn't trust Zach until Corey said yes."
Oh yeah, no, I even texted Sons. I'm like, I'm waiting for somebody who's smart to confirm that this is.
No, the easiest way is just like you said. The 5 losers all Venmo one person, and then that one person then pushes the other 6 their portion. It was a piece of cake.
If hockey just picks the Vikings, he cleans the whole pot.
He does.
Crazy, right?
Yep.
Or just
or anybody that wins.
Or if the Ravens had their full slate of players, maybe they just win. But he picked it a week ago because
I was here Wednesday when you were talking about it. All the way last Wednesday.
It was the Marnie factor. He didn't want to forget at all. So what he did is he went through the entire season and just put teams in just in case he forgot. But then he just assumed that he had a team pick, so he just put it on autopilot and didn't realize that he had picked the Ravens this week and Lamar and everybody else was out.
He could have picked one of the teams that lost like you guys, but he also could have picked the Vikings.
And I'm an example. I switched from Arizona to the Rams an hour before the deadline on Thursday morning. So when I lost Thursday night, I'm like, son of a bitch, the Cardinals are going to win by 40. Why did I switch?
Yeah.
So then to watch them lose in the way that they lost, I was like, well, I would have lost either way. Fantastic.
It was outstanding.
Man.
There's like everybody's Soul Survivor deal all over the country, right? Just got
obliterated yesterday.
Like 3,200 and 3,200 picked the Cardinals yesterday.
In the Circus Survivor.
Yeah. I mean, the Eagles lost.
Right.
That was a closer game, though. I mean,
Very hard to get through yesterday, though,
Yeah.
if you're in a Survivor.
But we'll start again.
We could. I'm in if everybody else is
Zach?
What's the ante?
That's $200 American dollars.
Yesterday, really.
What about Canadian?
I don't think we do that.
No.
Probably 148. I don't know.
White bear math.
I'll tell
God,
you,
here we go.
it hurt yesterday. I was freaking out.
So what was the payout? What did each of the winners make?
$142.
Gotcha.
But
and so 3 people had to fork the total over?
5 people.
5 did.
Yeah, I
Both
lost.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if the
Were you
Cardinals,
in on it?
No, I was not.
if
no.
DeMarcado just is an inch away from 28-6,
Yep.
Yep.
It would
an
have been
inch
over.
away,
The
the
game's
game
over.
would have been done. And then for them to just collapse like that. And by the way, I was going to say this earlier. I was talking about my dad. He brought up a good point. DeMarcado, if you watch that run, he gets the ball. There is wide open spaces.
Wide open.
There's 10
Great
other guys
point.
on that field that worked their ass off to clear that path for him. That he just for him to go up there and just to make it about him at the end.
Eat sauce.
Why do guys still
ridiculous.
do that?
It's the worst.
Are we at the point where coaches are going to have touchdown scoring drills?
Well, we got to quit calling it the end zone. We got to call it the continue.
I mean,
zone.
it's just insane.
Yeah, that'll change it.
Yeah, that'll help.
That'll do it.
Did you see the
I'm
video?
surprised he didn't do the classic thing though, where you look at the jumbotron to make sure, because he just had the one guy that was right behind him.
Right.
But he still would have made it
If
in.
he just keeps running his normal pace, he's in before he drops the ball.
Yeah.
But he slowed
That's
up
true.
to this.
He started about the 10. He started slowing up, and then he really slowed up those last 5. But I just, you can do whatever you want when you're halfway into the end zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how about that other
Kick
touchdown?
the ball like a
that they had,
hacky sack for an hour. Do whatever you want. Just cross the line first, you dummy.
where the ball just gets kicked around, and finally just goes
Into
in
the
the
end
end
zone.
zone. And the Titans jump on it.
Unbelievable.
Yep, they got so lucky.
My
They're
math is not good. To follow up on that, so you
Zach,
got one.
be ready. Do this
You
math.
got 142. So that's in addition to the 200 you put in, or
No.
so your net loss
So
60ish.
It's a $200 buy-in. 5 people
Lost 200.
Lost
Yeah.
200. So
Yeah.
that goes into a pot of 1,000. 1,000 divided by 7.
Yeah. So
The 7
nobody
remaining
won money
winners.
in this thing.
No, of course.
No.
7 of us
Seven
won
of us didn't have to
$142.
pay.
Oh, gotcha. So you cleared that. That
Yeah.
wasn't like you put 200 in and gotcha.
Cleared
Correct.
140.
How is
Well,
it that
congratulations.
7 tied? I'm confused.
Because all
by this.
7 of us went out in week
congratulate
5.
me.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
It doesn't matter if it's a Thursday game or a
Yeah, no,
Sunday
it's
game or a
week
Monday game.
5.
It's all 5 of us, or all 7 of us lost in week 5. so.
Yesterday, when Creasel was like, well, the 3 of us, I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, no.
Creasel's drunk.
He was
admitted.
rightfully so, was pissed about.
But
the
he wasn't
Arizona
pissed
game.
enough. And I'm like, because he texts me, he's like, it's fine, Zach. We didn't win as much as we thought. I'm like, dude. And I get now it makes sense because he thought it was like going to be an $800.
Yeah, you don't split 3 ways.
And
It's
I'm
not
like,
over yet.
Dude, no, this sucks.
Yeah.
This was a potential for 2,400. Now you're walking away with
100.
But a reason to do it again.
I gotta have a day or two to I don't know, get over the pain.
Well, you got the 142, right?
He sure did.
Yeah. So you're just in another 60.
But I'm an inch away from either getting 800 potentially in the future, or
what if
more
you get
than
that this time?
Wow, you are
the
correct. Devil on my shoulders.
Just keep on gambling, Zach.
Yeah, keep throwing your money away, man.
Go to Vegas with me.
Vegas
also,
your way.
The guy that dropped that ball might have saved the Titans head coach job for at least one more week.
Right.
That's true.
Because if they get blown out like they were about to, he's probably out.
His press conference heading into that game last week, I don't know what
He
day.
was super pissed.
That was one of the worst. I mean, he looked so meek and meager. It was one of the worst press conferences I've ever seen an NFL head coach have.
Yeah,
just in terms of like his confidence level, and
it's a bad team.
Oh
Yeah.
man!
But meanwhile, was it Cam Ward? That presser was awesome.
That kid's good, man.
Yeah.
The week before,
yeah.
He's just completely. Man.
Yeah.
Some great lines in that one.
That pass he had to set up that field goal, that was such a dime.
Yeah, that was.
All right, let's do Vikings news when we come back. They won yesterday 21-17 against the Browns with a pretty lengthy injury report still. Makeshift offensive line for most of the game, but they got it done. Pretty impressive. Despite not looking great for about 3 quarters or so, but that seems to be the MO of the wins this year is figure it out late. I mean, they blew out the Bengals, but the other 2 wins have been struggles. But we got there.
And we got
We got
Grenard
there.
at some point.
Generally,
Yeah, we should
that's
play that
life
back
in the
in the
NFL anyway. Everything's close.
Yeah, it's
Generally
generally pretty close. And KOC, historically, is unbelievably good at in one-score games. What is it, something like 27-11 or 28-11, something like that.
Right? Second behind the Phillies head coach.
Yeah.
Got a little dicey with that timeout at the end there, but
Yeah, I still don't understand that. It was a weird little string at the
you
end
can
there.
see that he actually called for the timeout. Got
but
the
then he seemed
timeout.
really mad about something.
And then,
Don't know. I'm not sure what he was mad
looked
about.
like he was like talking about, I didn't want that.
Yep.
But that's what you said. You went like this.
Vikings news is next. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
From the 1-800-ASK-GARY Traffic Center.
We have delays on the crosstown, eastbound from 169 to 100, westbound between 28th Avenue and Tracy. 35W slow northbound from the Burnsville split to Burnsville Parkway. Delays northbound from Lake Street up to 94. Southbound slow from Portland to 94. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Cub. Know what happy is? Veggies. Shop Cub produce at its crunchiest, crispiest, and freshest. Guaranteed, or they'll replace it. No questions asked. You want to make a veggie lover happy? Shop Cub for produce and shop happy.
Mesh, Besher, and Spence. The lawyer you choose makes a difference.
Hey guys, it's Chris Hockey. It's a new season and a new mindset. It's time to kick it into gear. New Livia clients save $100 on Livia's personalized nutrition and medical weight loss programs with the code 100READY. Returning clients reactivate free and get $40 off products. You want next level results? Medical weight loss starts at $99 for semaglutide and $199 for tirzepatide. With micro and maintenance dosing, personalized nutrition support, and guaranteed results. Plus, the Livia app keeps you on track. Call 855-GO-LIVIA or visit livia.com today.
Standard Water is the standard for basement and exterior waterproofing and foundation repair. Wet basements, cracks in walls, bowing walls, settling foundations. Standard Water does it all since 1977. Free estimates start at standardwater.com. Standardwater.com.
At Mystic Lake, we believe in the power of possibility. We're hiring chefs, sous chefs, hotel room attendants, and more, with opportunities across a wide range of roles. Join a team where every job matters, and every day feels like a win. Enjoy epic benefits like weekly pay, paid time off, 401k, discounted childcare, which is so important, on-site health clinics, and more. This isn't just where you work. No. It's where you grow, you lead, and thrive. Every day, possibilities. Join the team at mysticlake.com/careers.
In sports, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, we save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Okay, class, why is now the perfect time to upgrade your furnace and AC system?
Because you can save up to $5,000. Or these incentives probably won't be around next year?
Correct, Jason. Here's a gold star.
Wait, how about upgrading now before the dry winter air arrives? I hear Pronto's got you covered with a free humidifier.
Another gold star for Jason.
Come on. Plus, peace of mind with Pronto's full coverage warranty. Get a free humidifier with every new system
at ProntoHeat.com.
Hey, it's Corey Cove. This summer, the response to Ovo LASIK and Lens was incredible. So many people took advantage of their $400 off offer and stepped into a life of clear vision. I got LASIK in the past. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made. And because demand was so high, Ovo doesn't want cost to be a hurdle. So by popular demand, Ovo is now extending $400 off LASIK now through October 31st. So this is your chance to experience the future of LASIK, because Ovo is the first clinic in the U.S. with Wave Light Plus. It's the most advanced LASIK tech available. It maps your eyes in 3D for sharper, more personalized results, often better than 20/20. And of course, at Ovo LASIK and Lens, you're in the hands of the legends of LASIK, Dr. Mark Lobanoff and Dr. David Whiting. You'll also get 11 months of follow-up care, Ovo's lifetime assurance, and their best price guarantee. Plus 24-month interest-free financing, and LASIK could cost less than your daily coffee habit. So for about the price of a pumpkin spice latte, you could have perfect vision for life. So don't miss out. To see your best, see the best. Book your free consultation now at ovoi.com.
Got a leaky faucet or a toilet that's constantly running? Maybe you're constantly running out of hot water. You're in luck. Dean's does plumbing. At Dean's Home Services, we are outrageously professional, especially when it comes to plumbing repairs. Call the pros at Dean's today to receive $100 off any repair. Click over to calldeans.com for effortless scheduling. It's as smooth as your favorite radio station. At Dean's, we are outrageously professional.
Pressure washers, steam cleaners, and wash bays, let me introduce you to American Pressure. Locally owned and operated world experts on anything pressure washer since 1975. Reach out at AmericanPressure.com.
Crispy, crunchy Cub fried chicken. 8-piece or 12-piece. Whatever it takes, you're going to be happy. Because when it comes to fried chicken, more just means more happy. Shop Cub Fried Chicken and shop happy.
Smart Start MN, your ignition interlock specialists.
Touchdown! Gophers Purdue, Saturday on the audio home for Gophers football. FM 100.3 KFXN, Minneapolis, St. Paul, The Fan.
Comedians Hassan Minhaj and Ronnie Chang hate each other, and they're taking it public. Catch Hassan hates Ronnie. Ronnie hates Hassan. At the Orpheum Theater, Saturday, November 1st, two comedy legends, one epic roast battle. Get the full details now at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
We knew this was going to be a very hard-fought football game. It's one of the best defenses in the NFL, and our guys just, as connected of a team as I've been around as far as a trip like this, 10 days, just relentless in their pursuit of trying to win a football game today. Proud of a lot of guys, proud of our team, proud of our coaches for just battling some, we had a little bit more adversity, some caused by ourselves, and we found a way to win a football game.
That's Kevin O'Connell, head coach of the Vikings, and this is Vikings News.
It's time for Vikings News on the Power Trip, presented by
Redco, your truck accessories pro.
We talked a lot about this 12-day trip and that the fact that the Vikings were going to Dublin, then they were going to England. They were the first team ever to play consecutive games in two different foreign countries, right? Because the Jags have played back-to-back games in London in the past, but the Vikings went to two separate countries. I can't wait to hear what the Vikings feedback was,
100%.
Pros and cons. No, I don't know if they're going to tell the public, but they're definitely at some point going to tell the NFL because I think a couple of them said this is kind of a guinea pig experiment for the NFL to see, can this work? How would this work? What would need to change? There's got to be pros and cons, right? The fact that they were both, quote, road games and you get to turn both of them into neutral site games, or in the London games, scenario, probably almost more of a home game for the Vikes because there's so many Vikings fans in London.
Kind of said it was a 50-50 from what I heard.
Yeah, but then I heard you and Chris talking on the broadcast, and Chris said he thought naked eye that there were more purple than brown, but still.
Yeah, Jefferson said he thought it was a home game.
Yeah.
After
That's what it looked like on TV.
Yeah, 100%,
every crowd shot had far more Vikings fans than Browns fans.
And the Vikings got to England first, right? That normally the home team in international games gets there a couple days earlier because there's other different media things and whatever home game responsibilities. So the fact that the Vikings had kind of the tip of the cap and go like, hey, we're going to beat you even to England by whatever it was, 3 days? Because they got there on Monday. Did the Browns get there on Thursday?
I think that's what we
it's
heard.
It's like 3 day difference.
Yeah.
I got to think that's a huge advantage as well. Get adjusted to the time change.
The acclimation,
100%.
Yeah,
so
it will be super, like you said, Cor. Because if they're like off the record or whatever, however they talk to, and they're like, this was, I don't know if this is sustainable for, like, it was tough. Or if they're like, yeah, this is outstanding. I wonder if they'll do it in other, like, European cities, right?
Well,
like
KOC even said, 2 days before when he was doing a presser, and they asked him about it, he goes, 2 more sleeps.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just tell in that statement, it was like, we don't really want to be
That's
here.
how
that had to be. They have to be just like dying to get home. Right?
That's how he opened his speech to them after the game.
Yeah.
He said 0 sleeps, and they all went nuts. Yeah.
How did Pelissero float it to us last Thursday, or was it 2 Thursdays ago, where he basically said you send 4 teams to 2 cities, and then essentially 2 teams swap.
Yep.
Right. So it's like. That's kind of the idea of maybe how you would do this in the future is 4 teams go to Europe at the same time. They all stay over there for the 2 weeks. You obviously switch opponents for the second game. maybe switch sites, but at least you're not flying all the way back to the States. You just fly an hour or so to the other country. That's a genius idea.
Love the early games. Obviously.
Love it.
I'm not a huge fan, but
love it.
It's great.
I wonder how. Obviously, it's doing something for the NFL, but I'm like, what are we really getting out of this? As far as they want to make it
international exposure.
The exposure is one thing, but it's not like you're not going to move a team.
But
at some point,
maybe. Like, don't you think they're long term? They're thinking if we can get 4 teams in Europe and put them there, sell to Netflix for $1 billion the 8:30 time slot. To me, this is also a long play to see, because if that happens, they got to have opponents. So everybody every other year might have to go out there for 2 weeks, and you play, you play Barcelona and then you play Berlin. And then the other people in the division will play London and whatever. Probably put 2 teams in London, maybe something like that. And to see, I mean, I'm not saying this is going to happen next year or even 10 years from now, but I think long term, that's got to be what the league's thinking.
I think Tom's idea is more closer to what we're going to see, especially in the near future.
100%. That's the in-between.
But I think that, I don't know. Corey?
Here's what we forget, and I think I try to bring this up as often as possible, but we make it sound like going to Europe is impossible. We're never going to be able to do it, the time change and this and that. You know how long the flight is from Boston to Los Angeles?
About 5:40. 5:35.
Must take a shot.
I'm going to say it's 6:45.
According to AI on Google, it's approximately 6 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So we make it sound like, man, flying all the way to Europe and this, and there's time change. It's like, well, what if you're the Patriots and you got to go play the Chargers or the Rams or the Vegas?
And what is it from Boston to London?
But the problem is the teams that aren't on the coast, that it does turn into a 9-hour flight.
For sure, if
crazy.
if you're the Seattle Seahawks playing in Berlin, that's an absolute nightmare. Totally
Denver
get it.
stayed or they played Philly. Obviously, they had dinner at the hotel last night, and then they flew out to London overnight. They're probably there maybe now, but but that teams like that where if you plan it out, it's not as bad. But
what was it? What was the flight that the Vikings just took?
A little under 9.
Yeah, a little under 9. Yeah.
I mean,
but I think the time change is the bigger.
Of course,
factor.
no doubt.
Oh,
that's why that's why 2 weeks might make more sense.
Yes, correct.
At a pop. Now, at the end of those 2 weeks, those guys are going to be dying to get back here.
Well, for God's sakes, think of it. We talked about it when the Gophers went and played. What was it? UCLA.
Yeah.
That all week, PJ was trying to get them on a different schedule.
It was Cal.
Oh, Cal, thank you. Yeah, they were trying to get them on a different schedule. They were using those whatever weird mask goggles or whatever the hell they were doing.
They do that all the time, but
crazy.
And think about Penn State this week playing at UCLA. That's a 3 time zone switch. That has to be close to a 6-hour flight, if not longer, right?
Oh yeah.
And they lose. And they lose to a terrible UCLA team.
Terrible.
Thinking down the road, though, let's say we do have teams that are actually based out of London or whatever. I would think that there would be like free agents that are like, hell no.
Yeah.
Well, it's
or vice versa, right?
It's the Canada factor with some of these NHL guys where they're zero chance. I'm not going to get traded to Canada.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's just Canada. Who wants to go to Canada? I'm just kidding.
Jeez, Ron Swanson.
Okay,
over
we
there.
get the World Juniors coming to town. We got to start.
Start building that
beefing
rivalry.
up the hatred.
What time
Canada.
is that?
It starts December 26th, but we'll have some other preliminary stuff before then. It's gonna be a great week.
What if we just stop flying altogether and just play these games in the metaverse?
No, like at State Farm Park and that.
What was that bit? iHeartland.
iHeartland.
Yeah, they can just square off an iHeartland.
Is that still up and running?
Oh, it must be by now. It must be an unstoppable force.
Oh, I
haven't checked in.
That's where Ryan Seacrest lives, right?
Coworker. Yeah, I was trying to email him a couple weeks ago to congratulate him on his second season of Wheel of Fortune. Couldn't find his email in the.
Did you leave
directory?
Corey, maybe you've talked about this, not on topic at all, but Ryan Seacrest sounds so much like Pat Sajak on that show. Have you noticed?
Wheel of Fortune?
On Wheel of Fortune.
In what way?
Well, like I'm in the other room and it's on in the other room, and I'm like, oh, they must be running reruns. It sounds like Pat Sajak. I walk in and it's Seacrest.
You got to get your hearing checked, man.
I must. All right, maybe I'm all alone on that. All right, thank you.
A lot of headphones.
Definitely alone on that one
because
not only is their voice different, like you can the snark is completely different.
Well,
right?
I'm not saying what they say. I couldn't hear that.
I think their voice and their tone is very, very different.
Oh, no.
Sajak at the end was tremendous because you could just tell he could give a rat's.
No, he
didn't
could
care.
give a rat's. Yep.
Ryan's exponentially nicer. I don't think Pat cared. Pat was pretty nice too, but you could.
At the end.
Pat gave the smirk when he thought somebody was an idiot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He'd give the smile and kind of look into the camera like, you know what I want to say.
Yeah.
But I'm getting paid so much money to be nice. I'm just going to make this face
Correct.
and move on. Zach, your hands up.
I have some bad news. Are you sitting down?
What?
I can see you. You're sitting down.
Ladies and gentlemen. What is it?
iHeartland is not in Fortnite anymore. It's called Pet Music Simulator.
What?
Now, iHeartland is part of Pet Music Simulator.
Are you crying?
He's choked up.
He's so sad about it.
You can create music. You can earn gold and diamonds. And you can go to the iHeart HQ Tycoon.
What'd you just say?
He is. He's legitimately shedding tears.
Yeah.
And you can have fun with friends.
What?
Pet Music Simulator.
Do you remember the time Zach went into the metaverse to essentially troll iHeart to talk about how ridiculous this plan was? He did a video, was kind of sarcastic, not even kind of, sarcastic, essentially the entire video.
Yep.
And somebody from corporate saw it and was so pumped that he did it, was like giving Zach internal corporate props. Like,
Did you
way
get
to
a
go.
virtual high five?
Yeah.
I got multiple.
People were like, fantastic
I
job.
got high level virtual
high
high fives.
level. Like, wow, this is what we need. We need more employees that are willing to get in there and stream and show the whole world what we're doing. They had zero sarcasm on their, their reference. So they thought he just was killing it. Had no idea he was mocking the entire project and company.
Probably got a pay raise for that too, right?
Oh no,
bonus.
No, they weren't. It was a high five. He got a
virtual high
very
five.
strong high
Well,
five.
that is basically a pay
They
raise.
just need more time.
I told you it's Tuesday.
They have a plan.
It's Monday.
Man,
Secret areas. Golden rainbow pets.
I remember I went to iHeartland in the metaverse once, and within 30 seconds, I thought, I need to find the nearest cliff and just go full on lemmings and just keep walking.
Yep.
Because I'm like, if this is where we're headed, it is
It's
lights out.
Well, but it
Lights
isn't.
out.
We moved on.
Yeah,
It's
we moved on.
Petland.
It's sure.
Oh, no, State Farm Park is still there.
Oh,
and it looks like it got even a little bit of an upgrade.
Oh, that's fancy.
And then there's the pets.
Who's playing the festival this year?
Yeah.
Oh, Banana Guy. Looks like he's on stage right now.
Oh, Tommy's in.
Man.
This is bananas.
So Coachella got like, I don't know, Sabrina Carpenter or something.
Yeah.
And we got Banana Guy.
Well, you don't know.
It's the metaverse.
Yeah.
Anyway, Vikings win. Michael J. Mussman, we can talk about that in a second during Fan 5. Yeah, I mean, obviously Ben and Chris will have a lot of insight into what they thought went right or wrong. But, man, from a coaching perspective, I can't wait until PA, whether it's on X's and O's or whatever, gets to break down with the coach, what did he like, what did he not like. And, again, I'm not trying to throw any coach or GM under the bus, but who knows how honest they can be. But I would hope that they trickle that back to the NFL and say, here's why this is never going to work again, or here's why this was unfair, or here's why it was maybe more fair for us.
I don't think we'll ever hear about that for sure. I think that's all going to be internal.
We might.
Well, yeah, but no, not supposed to talk about it.
Yeah, but that's not stopped
Well,
us.
what if we just talk about it in the metaverse at PetSmart Park or whatever the hell it's called now?
With Banana Man.
Yeah, sure. Oh, God, I can't wait to see him. Should sign up for Fortnite or Roblox and get in there and see what's going on.
Banana Man.
Remember we were going to be big on Facebook Live?
What was the other thing?
Periscope.
Periscope.
And remember our YouTube channel?
Hey, we are big on YouTube. Say hi.
Remember our podcast?
Oh, yeah, that was great. All right, let's go to break.
Bonus.
The Fan.
From the 1-800-ASK-GARY Traffic Center.
Good morning. We have delays on 94 westbound from White Bear to Highway 52 and westbound from Cedar to Hennepin-Lyndale. 94 eastbound slow from Highway 101 to Weaver Lake and from Olson Memorial to Hennepin-Lyndale. 494 jammed eastbound from 169 to 100. I'm Maria Arnold, and that's your latest total traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The slow-roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay, with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
It's Chris Hockey here for Livia Weight Control Centers. Now, I've lost a significant amount of weight with Livia Weight Control Centers, and I am down to my lowest weight since, high school. I'm at 153 as we speak right now. People have asked me, how have I done it? Well, with the help of Livia Weight Control Centers, their nutrition program, and GLP-1 medication. Now, I get a lot of questions about this, and here's the reason I'd encourage all of you out there to utilize Livia Medical for your GLP-1 medications. First of all, you're being guided through the process, which is so important. Second of all, nutrition is such an important part of losing the weight. Even with the GLP-1 medications, you don't want to lose muscle mass because let's face it, if you lose the weight and you lose the muscles, you're definitely not going to be healthier. Also, the nausea issues you've heard about, the constipation issues you've heard about, Livia knows about those and they have the experts to help guide you through it. So please do what I've done. Consider Livia Weight Control Centers. New clients save $100 on nutrition and medical weight loss programs with the code 100READY. That's 100READY. Returning clients reactivate free and get $40 off products. Just call 855-GO-LIVIA or visit livia.com today.
Is your money just lying around? Switch to Huntington Bank, and your money's always doing something. Like auto-saving for special events, tracking your teen spending, and helping protect your parents from fraud. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Hey, it's Meat Sauce here. It's a lovely day. It's a lovely fall day for the first time in a while, right? Maybe you're going to open your windows. I think it's like 45 right now. Maybe for the first time in a long time, you're going to turn your heat on. Then you're going to realize if you have bad windows, or maybe you've been listening to me and you have Window Nation windows and you just like hearing my voice, so keep listening, please. If you have bad windows, all that warm air you're going to put in your home is going to go right out, and it's going to make everything in your house work harder, right? Your gas bill is going to go up, all that stuff, right? Get the best windows from my friends at Window Nation. All you got to do is go to windownation.com. This month, you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free. There's no limit to how many windows you can replace in your home. It's the best. Your total price also includes 1-day installation. You make no payments for 2 years, no monthly payments, no down payment, no interest until 2027. That's a huge deal with the holidays coming up. My friends at Window Nation have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Simply go to windownation.com. I've been working with them for over 5 years. They're the best. windownation.com.
Crispy, crunchy Cub fried chicken. 8-piece or 12-piece. Whatever it takes, you're going to be happy. Because when it comes to fried chicken, more just means more happy. Shop Cub Fried Chicken and shop happy.
From the LevelMN.com Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's Dan Barrero here, and cold weather won't wait, and neither should you. Standard Heating, your authorized York dealer, has $30 off furnace tune-ups this October with same-day or next-day availability. Book now at standardheating.com and mention Barrero.
Purple Mondays are brought to you in part by Ovo LASIK and Lens.
Fan forecast. High of 62. A little chillier today. It's nice.
Want to know what number 1 sounds like? Just listen. The Power Trip Podcast on iHeartRadio and live weekday mornings on KFAN.
Get ready to laugh your face off. The Just a Couple of Pickpockets. It's the Petty Theft Tour with the Common Man and Meat Sauce is set to take over Max's on the Green in Spicer on October 11th. And grab your tickets today at eventbrite.com and be a part of the heist right now. But you can also be caller number 11 and win a pair of tickets. Actually, caller 7.
Caller 2.
I like 7. We barely got to 7 last time. I think 7's a good number.
Oh,
that's good. I wouldn't get 1 for my comedy tour.
He's right. And he's clever. I'm going to miss him next week.
Thank you.
Are you leaving? Oh, no, you are.
Sure.
Well, yeah, I'm going to miss you next week.
I will
be in the metaverse.
I'm glad to get Hogstaddy back, though. Feels like we haven't seen him in 10 years.
Yeah, it sounds like he couldn't be more excited.
I think he's ready to be back. Are they back?
Yeah.
Did they land?
Oh, yeah,
they did,
landed
yes.
last night.
Late last night. They're back.
Excellent.
Hawk's asleep in his own bed.
Yeah.
Are we sure?
Nature's ambient, I bet, though.
Well, I don't think he needed that.
He might, because wherever he is, it was, it's what, 2 in the afternoon right now where he was?
Sure.
That'll screw you up for a while.
Good math.
Thank you, man.
You're killing it.
Am I?
Kind of.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
All right, let's do Fan 5.
Here you go.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by Builders and Remodelers.
Hey, thanks, Builders and Remodelers.
Thank you.
A perfect passer rating for the Vikings quarterback yesterday. That's pretty cool. It's pretty rare. Well done.
It was awesome.
Cam Akers, 1 for 1, 32 yards and a touchdown, a 158.3 passer rating.
So,
what a play that was.
Kevin Seifert points out on Twitter that the person who sold that play the best was Carson Wentz. Because as soon as the ball snapped, he runs back like they're going to pitch it back to him and he's going to throw it. And it freezes like half the side of the defense. And then it was just an excellent pass, man. Yeah.
Well, the game plan itself was just awesome. They were very innovative. Like even when they're having Justin Jefferson in motion, lines up in the backfield, which opens him up into the flat. And then, of course, you got the Akers touchdown throw there to Josh Oliver. They just really had a great game plan. And honestly, if it weren't for 2 fumbles, that game probably would have been a way different score.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed this, but the Vikings PR team tweeted this out yesterday. You guys are on Twitter. You guys are Vikings, quote, not employees, associates. Yeah, acquaintances. You guys, we're in the Vikings universe with this station and Vikings country and the Vikings radio network. So you guys probably saw this. Did you see the last time the Vikings had a touchdown pass by a non-quarterback? Did you guys see this stat? If not, feel free to guess. If you saw it, don't guess.
I know Jefferson has thrown the ball, but I don't know if he threw for a touchdown.
Was it Randy Moss?
Give me a guess on the year.
On the year?
03.
I'm going to say 2000.
2006.
Zach wins. 2008. That was the first touchdown pass by a Viking by a non-quarterback since Chester Taylor in 2008.
Wow.
And the 5th by a non-quarterback since 2000. So between 2000 and 2008, there were 4. This is the 5th.
Wow.
But it's been 17 years since we've had a non-quarterback throw a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's been players that have thrown nice plays, right? 20, 30, 40-yard gains, but not a touchdown since 2008. And the great Chester Taylor.
I like Chester Taylor.
The Josh Oliver touchdown, 32-yarder. That was the longest touchdown reception of Josh Oliver's career. This is all according to the Vikings PR team. 3rd longest reception of any kind in his career. And that was the longest touchdown by a Vikings tight end since 2019. Doesn't that also seem impossible?
Yeah.
Oh
6 years, 32 yards, longest touchdown by a Viking in 6 years by a Vikings tight end.
Yeah, that's...
You would think, especially with TJ, that TJ had a 40-plus at some point, but nope.
Or Kyle.
Yeah, I was going to say, Rudy.
Nope. 32 yards.
Wow.
Stats, man.
Well, we have not had a tight end here that, gets yak. I mean, Kyle Rudolph was never going to bust a play and then, go long.
Klein Saucer wasn't that guy either.
But
Which he should have been. He should have just trucked people.
But that's why they brought in
Juggernaut.
What's that?
That's why they brought in Hawkinson.
Yeah.
Because they thought that's what he would be.
But he isn't.
But also, though, he makes a ton of money. It'll be interesting to see what they do with him next year. But he has been forced to play offensive line for 2 games.
Yeah.
So
you have to. I mean,
he has to,
this whole line. I mean,
Yeah.
We talked about it earlier, but a lot of credit to those guys on that offensive line.
Yeah, only 3 sacks.
Only 3 sacks, and you're moving positions in the middle of a game.
In the middle of the game.
That's incredible.
Against a dominant defensive line.
Yeah, all the things you have to do where you're going, okay, if I'm on the right side, this is where my back plant foot is, and then here's where my punch angle is. And then, no, we're going to just throw you over to the other side.
Dylan Gabriel, 19 of 33, 190 yards in his first career NFL start. 2 touchdowns. He had a 94.3 rating. The Browns fall to 1-4. Did somebody sarcastically say this, or was it an actual stat? Somebody, at least jokingly, maybe seriously, said it was the first matchup of Kevins in NFL history for head coaches. Is that accurate?
Maybe in London.
Either way,
in London.
Our Kevin is the coach of the year. Their Kevin has been the coach of the year twice. But is he in trouble? They're 1-4. Right? This is a what have you done for me lately league.
Right.
This team looks like it's going nowhere.
We talked about how many quarterbacks in the pregame that both of these Kevins have had to deal with.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I thought there was way more, but there was only been 6 for Kevin O'Connell. I thought it just feels like there's just a ton more, but
we're in an interesting, the way the NFL works, and we've seen it, Corey, you brought it up a couple of times, that like when you draft a quarterback and if he doesn't work, the best way to do it is just to do like the Cardinals did a couple years ago. They took Josh Rosen. He was an absolute bust, and then they took Kyler Murray. It helped to get the number 1 overall pick. My point, though, is we might start seeing that with coaches. Like Aaron Glenn of the New York Jets is in way over his head.
Yeah.
That yesterday, the announcers were poking fun at how disorganized that team is. I'm not kidding. I think they had 20 penalties in that game. And you just see, I think we're going to find where some of these guys are just going to move on from these head coaches. These owners, I know they don't like to lose money, but like I would bet Miami fires their head coach. I think our guy Kevin Stefanski is going to be the fall guy for the Deshaun Watson bit. Like they're just going to have to move on from him. They're bad. They're 1-4. Their offense is so bad.
The offense is horrible.
I think yesterday
and that's his side of the ball, too.
I think that saved the Titans head coaching job. Pete Carroll's Raiders look just brutally bad. The New York Giants guy is not good. There's going to be a lot of coaches fired this year.
Yeah, but there's a lot of those places, too, that you take that head coaching job, you know what you're getting into. You know that it's, okay, the organization sucks, your players are probably bad, so you're going to go and you just want to be a head coach.
Yeah.
Because that will, keep your career going and you'll get another opportunity. Because once you have done it, then people are like, oh, well, we can bring him in as an offensive coordinator, and then a year later he gets another gig.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's not like you can be like Kevin O'Connell, who comes into a team that was already pretty good.
But I think with Stefanski, a guy that's won Coach of the Year twice, you let him play out the string. Yeah. I just don't think you can him in the middle of the year.
No.
Carson Wentz, 25 of 34 for 236 yards and a touchdown, a 102.1 uniquely Twin Cities passer rating. So,
very gutsy.
I do think everybody's going to be on McCarthy watch, though, just because we have 13 days. Wentz played well in his stint as starter.
350 and 236. That's not too bad.
But to the level that you can't go back to the kid, I don't think so.
No.
Like if they want to go back to him, I don't think everybody's going to be pissed. Right? If people want to argue Wentz, that's fine as well. But I think if they go back to JJ, I don't think Carson said you cannot give it back to the kid because I've been an unstoppable force. He's been good. I think he's been really good. He's been solid.
I think Wentz has been good. I think the thing you're going to see is they will probably go back to McCarthy. McCarthy was the plan all along. But I think the leash is way shorter than it would be for a first-time starter because they know that Wentz can win them games in the right situation. I think they're going to go back to McCarthy, but I don't know if it's as long of a leash for McCarthy as it should be. Or would be in that
situation. I think that old line's got to get healthy before you put JJ in.
I think
really
they will
do.
be.
I think Carson can take that hit. He can actually play well in a system like that. I don't know if a rookie can actually. I don't see JJ McCarthy playing as well, standing in the pocket as long as Carson Wentz in this last game, especially. And it was awesome because if you look at that before we played the game, the Browns' defense so good. They'd only give up, it was an average of 222.5 yards. That was all that they were giving up. And we went for 349.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. To me, it just seems that you keep going with, I want to say the hot hand, but it's not really the hot hand, just the warm hand at this point.
Well, I mean, sometimes the cold hand's fun too, but
calm down.
I will say, I worry because, Wentz kind of got hurt. So you could say he's injury prone. And any argument that you had for JJ in terms of, well, he's been injured before, he could get injured again. I mean, Carson, every argument can be applied to him. So,
well, that was when he was at the Eagles.
Well, yeah, but even yesterday,
that's why he was no longer with the Eagles.
If it wasn't for the shot of heroin that he got in the locker room at halftime. Allegedly. Allegedly.
What?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Schefter said something.
I don't think he said that.
No, pretty sure he did not.
No,
I wouldn't
What do you guys
go
think?
with that.
What do you guys think the ceiling for the Vikings is this year?
Oh,
as far as wins,
probably a
No, just in terms of success. Like, I mean,
playoff bound.
Yeah, is getting into the playoffs, fighting for a spot about as realistically
Wild
as far as
card,
we can go?
I would say, yeah.
Because
depends on injuries.
with the injuries, I just don't think this is a Super Bowl team. Look at the freaking Ravens are 1-4, and if they were healthy, you could argue they're the best team in football.
Right.
That might be a slight stretch, but they are riddled with injuries. They are kind of the AFC equivalent of us, right? But somehow we've got to beat up on a couple of subpar teams, and we're 3-2. They're falling apart at the seams.
Did I see $160 million of their cap space?
Probably.
Well,
right now?
I said, Corey, their inactive list yesterday. It's all Pro Bowl players.
It's nuts.
It's all Pro Bowl.
Well, we talked about it last week when they were 1-3 before they lost yesterday big to the Houston Texans. They were 1-3, and they were the 6th favorite to still win the Super Bowl.
Well,
let me see how far they've fallen now at 1-4. But man, it's what's the Mike Tyson line? Something about everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
The Vikings on paper preseason were like, if JJ's good, this team is loaded.
Yeah.
JJ's got to be good. Obviously, the Ravens looked at their roster and said, this is a Super Bowl roster.
They're a
Great plan.
Yeah.
You get punched in the face and you lose 15 people to the injury list, and the plan changes. I mean, I don't know what the Ravens are going to do.
Well, think about our injuries, and we're 3-2.
I know.
And
We have
what
a
were
winning
they?
record.
Didn't Mark Andrews drop a pass in the AFC Championship game?
Yes.
I mean, they're that away from going to the Super Bowl last year.
Yep.
That's how good that team is, and they're just hideous.
Here's a hot take.
By the way, unbelievable. I just looked it up. They are still tied for 6th. They're now 17-1. The Ravens are, but the Bills are still the favorite, despite losing yesterday, at plus 475. Lions, second favorite, plus 650. Then the Eagles and Chiefs and Packers are all tied for third on DraftKings at plus 850. And then the Niners and the Ravens, 17-1.
I can't believe they have the Eagles up that high still yet.
But that's the
that
point.
offense is terrible.
I mean, it's a long season. That's why this wasn't a must win this weekend.
That's why you said it was a have to.
It was a should.
I thought you said it was a
He
have
said
to.
should. No, he was on should. I heard
It's a should.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
man.
a should win. But and they did that. But it's a long season, and you could make this is a very sports radio-y argument here. But last year it seemingly was almost a little too easy, and by the time we got to the playoffs, we crumbled. And maybe the fact that this is going to be a little bit harder of a process to get to the playoffs will help us when we get to the postseason, as we maybe are going to be a little bit more gritty. I don't know.
Thanks, Tony Robbins.
And I think the other thing too, Zacho, is their juggernaut schedule that they have coming up.
The gauntlet
isn't as tough anymore. Like we talked about, now it's 3 weeks from now they play the Chargers. As I said a couple hours ago, that's an awful offensive line.
Right.
They put up 10 points yesterday against an okay Commanders team at home. The Eagles don't score points, right? I'm not saying that
6 touches for
right and all
Saquon,
that.
come
so
on.
like the only game you got on that list that is the Lions. That's a wagon.
All right, but hang on. You also might be downplaying it, right? It's still the Eagles. The Eagles are going to be favored over the Vikings. Still, I haven't looked at it yet. My guess is the Eagles are going to be favored.
Well, yeah, I would bet. Yeah,
You're going to be dogs against the Eagles. Again, injuries aside, you're going to be dogs against the Chargers in L.A. You're going to be dogs at the Lions.
Yeah, that'll be tough.
And sure, the Ravens are falling apart, but that's a month from now.
Yeah.
We have no idea. If Lamar plays and they're all healthy, then we're going to be dogs against Baltimore.
Yeah.
So you could argue we're going to be dogs for the next 4 weeks. So it is still a gauntlet, right?
Yeah,
Who
it's
knows?
tough.
Then you have the Bears, and the Bears are the Bears. Then you go at Green Bay, at Seattle, hosting Washington, at Dallas, at New York Giants,
Who are
hosting
terrible.
Detroit, hosting Green Bay. There's not a lot of free passes the rest of the way.
Giants
2 or
are.
3 at the most.
The Giants are a horrible football team.
Sure, but that's also Sunday, December 21st.
gotta beat
if
the
you get your
Bears.
ass kicked before that game, you might be out of it by the time you get to the
there's
Giants.
Four games that you get beat down pretty good. I mean, just physically. Even.
I just think but that's why you play the game. The Eagles are good, but they aren't the dominant team that they were last year.
Right.
They got beat at home by Butthole Eyes.
Yeah.
Now
It
I'm
was a
beginning
hell
to
of a
look like
game.
butthole eyes.
I was actually cheering for him. That was a tough one.
Same. I was definitely cheering for the Broncos.
For butthole
They made a
eyes?
really interesting
Not for
choice, by the
him.
way. Did you see the choice that they
Oh,
made?
Yeah, they're going for 2-bit?
Yeah, with like 7.5 minutes to go. It was 17-16. They had just scored a touchdown.
Yep.
Could have kicked the extra point and tied it at 17. But with like 7 or so minutes to go, they're like, Peyton's like, we're not guaranteed to get the ball back because they run the ball well. They get all the 4th and 1s. They went for 2 and put themselves up 18-17 and then got the field goal on top of that. But still, that was an interesting, very modern choice of Sean Payton to say, we're going for 2. We're not just trying to tie the Eagles. We need to win this thing.
Great display of
We're
game
dogs.
management.
Loved it.
And he,
Great call, too.
As much as we don't like him, I don't, he is involved with the game.
Yes.
Unlike some of these older coaches that just don't. Like
They just
Zimmer.
manage the team. Yeah.
Like Zimmer just would never do things like that.
Yeah.
It just he gets it. The game management they understand.
I was convinced that Zimmer didn't understand that we were allowed to go for 2.
Yeah, there is that.
You know, you don't have to kick it here. You can try to get 2
go for
points.
2. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's one more than one.
Yeah, Titans.
But they won anyway. Well,
okay, relax.
When we come back, we can play the Jonathan Grenard interview. Ben Lieber had a chance to talk to Jonathan Grenard in London before they jumped on the old plane and flew back. They got back late last night. Chris will be back tomorrow. Lieber will be back on Thursday. We'll do headlines after that as well. Michael J. Mussman III is here. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Vikings Eagles, Sunday, October 19th. On the audio home for Vikings football, FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan, powered by Hy-Vee.
Score big at Hy-Vee with the Vikings Victory Bundle. For just $30, you receive 4 hamburger patties, 4 boneless pork chops, 4 brats, and 4 chicken breasts. Plus, receive 30-cent fuel saver. Save on meat and fuel at Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee is your official game day headquarters.
Lock in with your favorite teams with play-by-play, podcasts, and local stations where you can react and join the conversation. Sports on iHeartRadio, where fans live it.
Hey, it's Chris Hockey, and a lot of us are trying to hold on to summer for a few more weeks. And for builders and remodelers, that means offering you multiple ways to save with extended State Fair savings. Right now, qualified buyers get 5 years no-interest financing or save 20% off any siding or roofing project. Need new doors or windows? Builders and Remodelers has you covered. Save 25% or get 5 years no-interest financing on any windows or door project. Just go to buildersandremodelers.com today. That's buildersandremodelers.com. Proud partner of your Minnesota Twins. Nobody does it better.
Got a leaky faucet or a toilet that's constantly running? Maybe you're constantly running out of hot water. You're in luck. Dean's does plumbing. At Dean's Home Services, we are outrageously professional, especially when it comes to plumbing repairs. Call the pros at Dean's today to receive $100 off any repair. Click over to calldeans.com for effortless scheduling. It's as smooth as your favorite radio station. At Dean's, we are outrageously professional.
Are you in the trades? Then you know every nail, every cut, every finish matters. You treat every task like it counts. And so does True Work. True Work makes high-performance workwear that moves with you, breathes easily, and dries fast. Engineered for Midwest conditions to perform through changing weather. Proven and refined on the job site. Get 15% off your first True Work order with code NEW15 at checkout. That's NEW15 at TRUEWERK.com. True Work. Workwear built like it matters. Because it does.
Buying, selling, or just living in a home? You can trust Standard Water to fix your radon or mold problems. Standard Water is the radon and mold expert since 1977. Free estimates start at standardwater.com. Standardwater.com. Standard Water for mold and radon.
Hey, it's Guardsy from Bumper to Bumper. The other day, I'm over at a friend's place. He's pumped to watch football, but his setup, total mess. Lagging, buffering, and switching between apps trying to find the game. He claimed he was a big fan, but I feel like I've been fan-fished. See, if you call yourself a football fan, you gotta have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. I can find the best games and my favorite teams all in one place. And the way I watch, next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K. So clear, it feels like I'm in the stadium. Sometimes I've got 4 games going at once, because why not? On top of that, I get real-time notifications and live stats right on my TV. It's the best seat in the house every time. Next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that.
Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K capable TV box.
Start your engines and race to holiday for this winning deal on Red Bull. The new limited edition Red Bull Formula One racing cans are out now, and Holiday has the deal for you. Buy any 2 8.4-ounce Red Bulls and get one for free. Load up on the new F1 Racing Edition or mix and match any other varieties. Start your engines and race into holiday, but obey the speed limit because this deal's a winner. Buy any 2 Red Bulls and get one free, only for a limited time and only at Holiday.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, you can chill by the crystal clear Gulf.
And stroll downtown St. Pete's galleries and murals.
And hang with the locals at a fishing pier.
And escape to secluded white sand beaches.
Secluded, huh?
Yeah, and they're spectacular.
And then grab a sandwich at the grouper capital of the world.
And maybe a nightcap at a rooftop bar with sunset views.
Okay. In St. Pete, Clearwater, you'll find just what you're looking for.
And then some.
Your Florida escape begins at visitspc.com.
Visit levelmn.com right now and get 10% off all joint sealing in September. Take care of your home today before the snow flies and seal your concrete to prevent sinking and to play defense against Minnesota winners. Visit levelmn.com right now and get 10% off your joint sealing.
Listen to Ben Lieber on the Power Trip, sponsored by Mystic Lake's all-new Hop House. All your favorite KFAN shows are also your favorite podcasts. Listen back on iHeartRadio and KFAN.com. Presented by Builders and Remodelers.
Bonus Bucks, it's back on KFAN. We have 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. And to enter the keywords and learn more, head over to KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is presented by 2 men in a junk truck. So. Yeah, I'm looking at this. There's this contest, this national contest. Have you heard about this?
Which national contest?
So Royalton High School is competing in this national contest, and the winner gets I don't even know what they get, like a whole new $5,000 for a new football stadium or something. Anyway,
yeah, that'll pay for the whole thing.
Yeah. Wow. Look out.
That'll pay for like one row of bleachers.
Right. In Texas, that's. I mean, they wouldn't reach down for that. Anyway, but
so
go vote for
Royalton's trying to
Royalton High
win some
School,
money.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're top 10 right now in the country. So I'll tweet something out later, but go vote for Royalton.
Okay.
Wish I knew more.
Sounds
this
like
website sucks. I just figured.
I wish we all knew a little bit more after the last 30 seconds.
I'm sorry. It's 1 million. 1 million.
It's 1 million.
1 million.
What?
Okay, that's
different from 5,000.
That's a little bit different than $5,000.
$5,000. You got two yards of sod for the new field.
Well, I typed in,
$1 million.
On the top here it says 450 schools won $5,000. And it's like, what? No, I don't care about that. No, but I care about $1 million. They got a great holiday. They could get a.
Hey, you know how Chris always says
that was a genius
when it
line,
comes
by
to
the
news
way.
stories, always read the last line. Sometimes there's magic at the end of an article that's not written by AI, right? Sometimes there's magic at the end. I would argue Zach should read the first paragraph more frequently.
Like, it's the top one. And then they buried the lead.
That was a great line, Corey. I wish we all did.
Oh boy!
Jeez.
All right, shout out to Royalton though. That's the holiday that everybody loves too, right?
Outstanding.
Yeah, A plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the treasure place right there.
It's right next to it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pirates Cove.
Speaking of treasure,
So what is it called?
It's Treasure City.
Jonathan
Treasure City.
Grenard is an American treasure. He's a fantastic dude, fantastic football
Outstanding.
player. The Vikings won yesterday, 21-17. He normally joins our show, but look, the guy's sleeping in. Can't blame him. He just had a 9-hour flight, and he was in Europe for 12 days. Ben Lieber had a chance to talk to Jonathan Grenard after the game, and we can play that right now on the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
All right, JG, I got Justin Jefferson's perspective on that game-winning drive there to Jordan Addison. I want to get your perspective. What were your thoughts on the sideline? Who are you standing with? What were you guys talking about?
I just knew something was going to happen. We've been pretty much game planning all week, kind of working in that red zone-ish area because I think that's obviously what Kale kind of have an emphasis on, just trying to, we're going to be in one of those games. It's going to come down to that last possession. And, man, who better person to go to 3? And we got 3 and 18 on there, man. Listen, we got a lot of ops on there, 87, you name it. I'm just glad we came out with a dub, man.
We talked about this team already in a pretty young season so far. You guys have been tested in so many ways. Injuries, just being down, needing some big fourth quarters. I mean, I know resilience is a big word for you guys. Is there something else that just sort of sticks out about this locker room other than just being resilient in the field of play?
Yeah, I think we're just not complacent. It kind of goes with that resiliency mindset. I just think that, we had a lot of success last year, and I think that a lot of guys think that it kind of just, a lot of people in general just thinks that's supposed to happen all over again just because you got the same players. Well, we're no secret anymore. So I think that, we're going to get everybody's best shot. They're going to game plan a certain way, do the things that piss us off. But at the end of the day, man, that's just the league for you, man. They're not going to give us what we want, or else they would just beating everybody upside the head. So, but it's good for us. I think ultimately when guys are used to success, we need to be battle tested at times. Sometimes you don't want to get it that way, but only good things happen out of this situation. So I love to see the resiliency, the maturity of our guys. It's never been in these situations before, and we're just finding a way, man. That's all it boils down to, just finding a way.
Speaking of they're not going to give you what you want, what we want on defense the last couple of games is takeaways, and they've been hard to come by.
I'm pretty sure I've missed at least 5-6 sacks. That could have been something literally within my grasp.
But you got IP a sack.
Yeah. I'm just in the spirit of giving this year, I guess, obviously. But simple things just like that, where I may not make it, but I set it up for IP, man. I just want to be effective. I just want to help the team win. The accolades and all this stuff will come. I'm not really too worried about that stuff. I'm really just trying to get dubs. And our biggest focus is getting a dub going into this bye week, because that makes everything feel. That everybody knows that you get a dub going into bye week, feels really good.
I've definitely been there in your guys' shoes before, where you do have these streaks where you're getting a lot of takeaways. Things kind of, the ball literally is bouncing your way. And the last 2 games, not so much. What's it going to take for you guys to not get in a position where you're trying to force things, to try to play out of body, because I know it's going to be a point of emphasis from B-Flow, but where's that balance of doing your job, but also taking maybe a calculated risk here and there?
Yeah, that's literally what Flo is speaking on. Literally is, listen, guys, we don't play hero ball. You're going to know when you take your shot. It's 2 things. Know when to take your shot, and when you get a layup, you got to make it. And that's kind of what it boils down to. Our defense, we're going to keep doing the same things over and over. Eventually, it's going to come our way. You just got to be ready whenever your number is called. And I think that's where guys, sometimes you'll see them pressing a little bit, trying to make a play, when all it is it's going to come to you eventually. Just like that last drive before we got it to give the ball back to the offense, we're literally just like, hey, as long as we get them an opportunity to give it back, man, that's all we can worry about. And I think that's why they rewarded us, obviously, with a dub, man. So it's a complimentary effort. So I think that's what we're all still learning and just trying to perfect at the same time.
Yeah, last one for you. These games over here in the UK are pretty special, and I think everybody realizes that the NFL is here to stay. What's your perspective from a fan or from a player standpoint about the way the NFL does it, the way we've been embraced, and how both the city of Dublin and the city of London have taken us in?
No, it's great. The hospitality has been great. Obviously, like I said, we were the first to do back-to-back weeks, obviously, in Dublin and coming over here. So it's a little taxing, obviously, on the bodies. But overall, man, I think they've done a great job of our team and just weathering the storm, obviously getting us in the best position to make our bodies feel good, get our sleep schedules, make sure we're eating right. So I think they had a good plan overall. It's going to be taxing, but that's the league, man. That's what you got to find out. The best teams find a way to make it work. And if you, like KO said earlier during the week, man, if you're looking for excuses, you'll find it. So we're just going to continue to work no matter where we play. And glad we got a dub, man, because I keep alluding to, man, this long flight, man, feels so much better with a dub, man. So definitely appreciative for the team, man, and we're just going to keep climbing and get back healthy. Use this week to get some rest up, man, because we're in a gauntlet. We got to get to it when we come back out of it.
Yeah, well, we all appreciate you. Appreciate the effort. Enjoy the bye week. Get some rest. Take care of that body.
Always appreciate y'all, man. See y'all soon in Minnesota.
Thank you for your honesty.
That was Jonathan Grenard with Ben Lieber on the Power Trip Morning Show. Thanks to both of them.
Yeah,
JG's
they're both
the best,
great.
Man.
Yeah, they're both. Absolutely. He's such a great dude.
That flight, though, must have been just so much better.
Oh
man.
It's also
it's
nap
already
time.
a terrible
right?
flight, right?
Yeah.
You could just tell everybody just wanted to get the hell
Well, the
out
chop
of there.
was bad, according to PA.
The chop.
Chop's always
Yeah,
bad.
constant chop.
Yeah, he loves
Plus,
that word.
they were all getting gang chased on the flight.
What now?
Oh.
By Addison.
Yeah.
I was flying home one time from Vegas, and I'd been texting PA over the weekend about some baseball bets. Mid-flight, he texts me and goes, hey, I just checked some chop app he has. He goes, it's going to get really bad in like 5 minutes.
He's got a chop
Oh, yeah.
app?
Well,
yeah.
he references that often.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Oh, man.
To tell him how bad the
He
air is.
must hate roller coasters.
He hates the chop.
He's right behind you. There he is. First time in a couple of weeks seeing that guy. There he is. Look at him.
Hey, boom.
Is he here?
Yeah,
He
should
sure
we
is.
ask him?
Yeah.
Yeah, bring him in.
Yeah, how's his chop?
Wave him in. Yeah.
Watch him wave sauce off like, no thanks, not interested.
Oh, here he comes.
Here he comes. Yeah,
No, that's not
rush.
him yet.
No rush, PA.
Take your time.
Yeah, show starts at 9.
Here he comes.
Hey, moderate chop on the way home or what?
How was your chop?
We wanted to talk chop.
How was the chop? IPA.
How did everybody know the chop over the Atlantic Ocean was severe?
You tweeted it.
Oh, that tweet went through?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see.
It was severe chop?
Yes. But see, Abbott sent me a text before I put, 3-2. So the Wi-Fi was sketchy. It was dicey on the plane. It was in and out. Satellite terrorism over the Atlantic, stuff like that. So I didn't think that tweet that I sent went out. All right. So now old people next decide they're going to get into settings and check. Yeah, go ahead. So now all of a sudden we have apps at the bottom of the screen popping up like animated. And so then it was another hour trying to fix that. So then I thought I forgot to send the tweet. And the last tweet I thought I sent was at like 2 a.m. And after a 9-hour, 3-minute flight, it's 2 a.m, whatever it is, we're on the tarmac and it's quiet. And then Persich says, just deadpans, I may never get on an airplane again.
It was that bad?
It was just
long flight.
Forget the chop. I mean, the chop was between and amen to all the pilots listening right now. To your favorite station, KFAN, your favorite show, Power Trip. Hopefully you're smiling with this chop conversation. It was between moderate and severe. It was moderate mostly, but there were little patches of severe chop over the Atlantic Ocean, but see, it's
in severe chop. Are you bouncing around pretty good? Is that what you're saying there?
Especially,
like you don't want to be in the bathroom at the time.
Well, especially at the back of the plane.
Right.
I mean, it's like I'm so used to being on that part of the team charters that you kind of feel like you're at the bottom of the Titanic, shoveling coal with everybody else into the furnace to keep that thing going. So, but no, it was bouncing around pretty good. But chop doesn't get to me the way it used to. So
you got to be used to it by now.
Kind of endured it and tried to fix the Wi-Fi with my computer on my own. Messed up 15 things in my settings. I've asked about 4 people to help me, got 2 of them to actually help me. So now my dock apps are where they're supposed to be, but they're still jumping out at me in animated fashion, and trying to get my computer to work.
All right, so we know you got a show to do, so we'll ask.
It's all written.
Final question.
It was written before the moderate chop.
Let me ask you this, then we'll let you get back to what you were doing, though. If you had to get hooked up to a lie detector and you had to be right, the 12-day trip essentially for the Minnesota Vikings and this experiment to go to 2 different countries, do you think the Vikings organization, the front office, and the coaches would say more positive things or more negative things about doing this in the future?
Be difficult to speak for them because there are just so many. I mean, there were 198 people on this trip. And overall, that involves multiple planes. The operations staff for the Minnesota Vikings, people that we all know, Chad Lundeen, Paul Martin, Chuck Peterson, Milan Burgess, and the rest of that group, that's 10 of 10. I mean, you got hotels in London. You have clients. You have families. The Hanbury Manor, the team hotel, where Chris was doing the power trip from the StreamYard and stuff, whatever you call it, that with traffic is an hour 20 from the part of London everybody wants to go to, Buckingham Palace, Big Ben, Piccadilly Square, things like that. I don't want to stay out there. I should stay that costs money. And that also involves organization. So the operations staff and everybody who put this thing together for the Minnesota Vikings, the multi-country city game trick, A+, 10 of 10. So speaking for the team, like, would they do it again? Man, it feels like a year ago, but I was on the sideline at Croke Park in Dublin actually interviewing the commissioner of the National Football League. And one thing I asked him was, like, what benefit do the Vikings get out of this? And I think his response was, originally they said no, but then whether it was acquiescing or whether it was, seeing the forest for the trees, whether it was getting strong-armed, I got no idea. But they did it. And at the end of the equation, the majority of us were all like, let's just take a deep breath. We're tired. 9-hour flights are terrible. Bursis just said, I may never get on a plane again. And it made all of us laugh. But it was a privilege, and it was terrific. even to spend like Bursic, Hawkey, and I. We and Lieber too, but he took that he rented that car for that Roman bath early in the week and stuff like that. So
calm down, Zach.
We hung out so much in this little city of Ware and had really cool food. We went to that William Hill for the horses, and that kind of made the time go fast. I watched more Minnesota Vikings practice this last week than I think I ever have in my life, and I go to practice a fair amount. So therefore you kind of get a different feel for the game. That's why I'm not really, like tap on people for like, hey, so which walkthrough did Addison miss? I don't care. He missed a walkthrough and he was disciplined. It had to be Saturday, but maybe I didn't look closely enough Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because Saturday, 6:45 in the morning, I caught a train from adjacent to the side hotel in that city Ware down to London, and that thing took like 40 minutes. That was it. Everybody was taking 2 hours to get into central London. It took me 40 minutes because I went so early, and excuse me, uber early. But now I'm going to be smart and go on my own. I'm going to take a train back. Now, that was a disaster. I mean, because I got on at a different station. Well, of course, they take my $17 before telling me there are 19 stops to get to Ware. Oof. I had no idea where I was at one point at 1:30 in the afternoon. So then I took an Uber in Camden. So I got to Camden, and then from Camden, that got me to Ware. So it ended up being about a $250 experience to go into London on Saturday morning. But I went to Westminster Abbey, and it's even more reason to proclaim that I thoroughly enjoy Paul McCartney and Wings more than the Beatles. It's like, okay, this is great, cool. There's the crosswalk, and but it was phenomenal. It was now from a team standpoint. When O'Connell at his Friday press conference starts saying 2 more sleeps. Yeah. 2 more sleeps.
Yeah, he wants out.
That surprised me because even if Kevin believes or feels that's just not the Kevin that I know. But it started to get long, I think.
It was no longer camp, like he said before.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Exactly. What do you got?
Did you go there?
Where is it? What's it called? Cockbusters?
Fosters.
What? Cockfosters?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there were some strange names
like
over there.
Here's a question, though, for you, PA. How is the bathroom situation there at the stadium? Because I'm concerned for my friend.
Wow. Well, you're just pushing all the buttons this morning, aren't you? Okay. Well, with the current situation of my prostate, I have to think out. The bathroom times. Okay. So say a game's at noon, 11:30. Or maybe 10:30, then 11:30, then wait in a line at halftime, and then wear navy blue Brax pants or black Brax pants that I get at Nordstrom's. They're my favorite pants. And may God be with me. And let's just get through this game. And so the bathroom situation ended up being okay.
Okay, good.
What do you got there? Wow. What is it? Sweet Cockfosters? Is that a city or a bar?
It's a city. You can't look that up on
they had a city called
computer.
They had a city called Cold Christmas. Yeah, they're Find Cold Christmas, man. I mean, there are some different names there.
Type something else.
Took me 5 or 6 days.
I think you should keep typing that
to realize that when you're entering a place, you pull the doors. You don't push them. Every single place in Ireland and Europe. A lot of skinny people in Ireland and London.
Because they walk everywhere.
And there aren't a lot of fast food restaurants anywhere. I mean, nowhere. So the obesity situation, I'm sure, runs rampant in certain parts of all of the world. But
no Taco Bell run for you?
No Taco Bell runs. And plus, it would have cost like 90 pounds with this exchange rate. I mean, it's figuring out the exchange rate. That was a completely different conversation outside of the horse falling down 50 yards in front of the wire.
What do you care? iHeart's going to expense it all anyway.
Yeah, that's an easy task, isn't it? And that's a very easy task.
You got your per diem.
Yep. For sure.
All right, dude, welcome back.
Yeah, it was great.
Well done.
It was really cool. Again, it was deep breath at the end, talking to the VEN people and Bursic and those guys. And it's like, that was fantastic. It went fast. The manners at which we stayed, Phantoms Hall and Hanbury Manor, they were unbelievable. I mean, if you took time to walk around a little bit, they were unbelievable. The landscape was unbelievable. the berm on which I would watch practice, down to a field, over to one of those golf courses that you only see on the British Open, with all the undulation and the deep, deep bunkers and the mansions and everything.
So good.
That was super sweet.
Awesome. That is sweet.
All right, dude, 9 to noon.
You
What do you
guys
got
are the
today?
best. Probably recap that moment Cheryl Reeve had while I was gone. I'm just kidding. I don't know. Preview the Wild. Wait, that's Thursday.
Okay.
Hey, can I ask you one quick
We're going to
question?
start with Joe Cocker. Feeling all right. Montage that. Get into a weekend wrap. Bring some familiar friends into the radio show and analyze this team's a lot in life.
Who starts against Philly?
At QB?
What do you mean, Theo Jackson? Probably Theo Jackson, a quarterback?
Yeah.
I can't answer that question. I don't know. But what I do know is that, I think from a baseline level, we all would agree the organizational take is J.J. McCarthy is the future of the franchise, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And we all also saw Carson Wentz on the game-winning drive yesterday go 9 for 9. He went 9 for 9 on that drive, and he hit Addison three times in a row at the end, including with the game winner. He looked pretty good. So that's fortunately that's a decision I do not have to make.
Yeah. I mean, if this offensive line is set up as it is right now, I think you keep Wentz in.
What? Why?
Because I think he can take that beating a little bit better than JJ.
JJ can run.
That's true.
Run, JJ, run.
That's a good point.
You know, we're turning this into a little bit of like low-key 9 to noon. Props to Blake Brandel. I mean, because excuse me for missing several things while I was gone. Like I forgot to set 2 fantasy football lineups and do free agents, waivers, and all that. So I got chopped in one of my things.
Moderate chop.
Yeah, I got moderately chopped and maybe severely chopped with this game tonight. I don't care. That's fine. But there were things that took place in the news cycle during like the course of the week where, okay, Blake Brandel, I knew he never played center in the NFL. I've seen him take center snaps a million times in training camp. But then with these drive-bys, about 16 minutes worth, where your hyper announcer walked around the locker room talking to people after the win, 9:20, 9 to noon today. With Brandel, when I talked to him about it, he's like, I've never played center. Ever at any level.
Oh, jeez.
That's an unbelievable feat because Cleveland's, there are things that you will hear or see about, like Cleveland's defense, number 1 against the run, number 1 in yards permitted. They only give up 2.7 yards per carry. So that must mean they're great against everybody, right? Well, that's never the case. So therefore, you run up enough points to beat them and you move the ball decently when you had to. And like 85 Bears-like defenses just don't let that happen. But then you get into the weeds of some of those people in there, like this Malik Collins, 11th year, who had a couple of sacks. You see him on the field and everything, and you're like, how are people going to move him?
Right.
Especially when they're part-timers with the moving company. So Blake Brandel, Joe Huber, Will Fries, who started every game. Those guys on the inside did such a good job over the totality of the game that if they don't, they lose.
And they're going to have to protect JJ whenever he's back. But if JJ McCarthy is willing to take a beating, I know a volunteer.
Wow.
Who would that be? Who wants Zach. Zach wants to beat JJ?
9 to noon, man. Welcome back.
Yeah,
Good to see you, dude.
You guys. You guys are awesome.
Love you.
Now it's time for Sex.
Headlines brought to you by my friends at Wolf River Electric and wolfriverelectric.com. Go solar. Get some solar panels put on with Wolf River Electric. Those guys are the best.
Yeah, man.
And those panels are the best. For whatever reason, the latest trend on TikTok now is crowds gathering in public to eat pudding with forks.
Whoa. Okay.
Whoa. What now? Say that. Say that faster.
The latest trend on TikTok is crowds gathering in public to eat pudding with forks.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Rosie!
Yes. Sauce.
Wow.
Yes.
There's no way to say this nicely, so I'm just going to say it. You look like a guy that likes pudding.
I do. Here's a cool fact about pudding. A lot of it is sugar-free.
But what really matters is this.
Wait, we're doing that?
No, just do that bit again.
A lot of sugar is pudding-free.
You said that backwards.
A lot of pudding is sugar-free. Now, butterscotch, I've yet to find a sugar-free butterscotch, but butterscotch pudding.
Keep looking.
Is the best
I believe
pudding.
in you.
Is the best
You'll find
pudding.
it. You'll find it. People used to tell couples all the time, don't go to bed angry, but there is some studies being done. Michael J. Mussman III, your monster of a wife, might want to listen to this.
Every night, yeah.
They claim you might want to rethink that. One expert says that couples shouldn't fight when they are, quote, emotionally dysregulated, including being hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. So, in fact, if you are angry, you should just go to bed and not fight it out.
Yeah, monster.
Just leave her alone.
When she gets hangry, it's real bad.
How often is that? She's not listening.
Plead the fifth.
It's probably me.
All right, Mike Grimm, Zach Halverson, Michael J. Mussman III, and Paul Meat Sauce Lambert.
Yes, sir.
How many no-hitters in baseball in 2025 across the league?
Zero.
Yeah. I don't think anybody goes on the full game, do they?
I think the Astros guy threw at least one.
I think one.
I'll guess two.
So you say two. Muss, you say what?
I'm gonna stick with the zero.
Zero. Zach, you say?
Yeah, I'm going to be like Hawk in Colorado.
Brilliant.
Go with the zero.
Brilliant.
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero.
How about this? When was the last time in Major League Baseball there were no-hitters, zero no-hitters in a season?
Last year.
Yeah, it's got to be recent.
Never.
2020.
2020.
Ooh, 2020 is a good guess.
No, it's not. 2005.
Oh, wow.
It had been 20 years since there was another season without a no-hitter.
Really?
Before that, the previous year without a no-hitter was 1989. So in the divisional era, which is 1969 and beyond, this is just the fifth year with no no-hitters.
Wow.
Obviously, it was one of you said, I think maybe multiple people said it, the individual no-hitter seems to be fading because people get pulled so early.
I don't think there'll ever be another one the way
it's harder and harder and harder to get an individual one. But combined no-hitters should still be a thing once in a while, but there were none of them this year.
What are we doing? Yeah, listen to that guy.
What are we doing? One of the craziest stories over the weekend, we can end with this. How about the 180 on the Mark Sanchez stabbing situation, right?
What?
You hear he got stabbed, and you're like, whoa, what happened?
Guy, yeah.
And then you hear a couple hours later, did you hear Sanchez got arrested? You're like, wait a minute, wasn't he the one that got stabbed? But according to the story on Friday night, Sanchez got wasted in Indy, as one tends to do.
He was there for a Sunday game.
He was in town to work the Colts-Raiders game, which he didn't work. But sometime after midnight Saturday morning, Sanchez got into a fight with a 69-year-old man.
Nice.
Sanchez, who's 38, slammed the guy into a wall and then threw him to the ground. The man pepper sprayed him. I have a lot of questions why a 69-year-old man has pepper spray, but interesting.
I think he's a driver,
He's a delivery driver. I think that's why.
There you go. So he took out a knife and stabbed Mark Sanchez 2 or 3 times, and Sanchez ran away. Both men ended up in the hospital. Sanchez is facing multiple charges, including battery with injury, unlawful entry of a motor vehicle, and public intoxication.
He got arrested in the hospital, but they couldn't book him, obviously, because
he's in jail now?
He's stabbed.
No, he got released, I think, Saturday morning or afternoon.
Gotcha.
Is what I read. Yeah, but the guy's a delivery driver, so that's why I had pepper spray on him.
Interesting.
And he's almost 70. What are you doing, Mark
what is
Sanchez?
going on?
I wonder what
he was a delivery driver like a truck. Like he was bringing food to the restaurant at a hotel.
Like it wasn't even like a DoorDash or something?
No.
Or like you ate my fries,
He was driving
you
a
bastard?
truck, and Sanchez got into the guy's truck at one point.
Yeah, it's a mess.
He must have been
hammered.
Absolutely .3.
Yeah.
Love it.
Crazy.
Love it.
Yeah, it was a fun story. Again, it's been 20 years since the Love Boat. We need a scandal.
Yeah. We
Mark
need an
Sanchez
anti-tail bit.
Mark Sanchez is throwing old men against the wall. This is awesome.
It's been a long time since the butt fumble.
Yeah.
So now we got something to talk about again.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mus, thanks for your time. Mike
Absolutely.
Grimm, thanks for your
Yeah,
time.
I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Appreciate John Kriesel. Appreciate Paul Allen. Hawk back tomorrow. We'll have bonus tomorrow. We'll have Marnie tomorrow. Lieber's back on Thursday. 9 to noon is next.
To today's Power Trip Morning Show, or to hear previous shows, podcast us on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
From the 1-800-ASK-GARY Traffic Center.
Good morning. We have delays on 169 northbound from Old Shakopee